wasn't sure if one of the, whoops, is one of the things to, like, only one death? Is that, like, the standard for these? Like, only one death? Oh, nice! Nice! Oh, fuck yeah, that was a fucking epic. That's what I tried to do earlier, guys. Fucking shit. Trying to fucking clip it. I got thrown off. It was. Oh, well, there we go. We beat him. We beat him, guys. Holy shit, there's a Ligarius down. Remember, you guys are fucking amazing. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for hanging out. I know today was kind of bullshit, but hey, that's what it is. You know, we don't win them all. We lose some, but hey, at least I'm here. So, remember, if you can't say fuck you to your friends, who can you say fuck you to? Fuck you. I have Eggy's comment burned in my brain about you scratching your dick on screen. when did Iggy say that? That sounds like something Iggy would say when you were sleeping. That's fucking awesome. Can't confirm it happened, but I saw a comment. That's where it's like, I don't want to do something that's content, like extended content related, unless it's like, it's not the amount of points it costs, it's the amount of people that want it to happen. Talks, I found someone else who streams about using Grok. Oh, who book? And there's another thing, people don't like me because I use AI. Using AI as if it's another mind to bounce ideas off of is how I treat AI. Just like another person. Because you never, and people say, oh, you know, all this stuff about AI not being good. I'm like, yeah, but I could go up to my niece, I could ask these questions to my niece, and she'd have no fucking idea. You could do the exact same thing, and same with like someone who has absolutely no interest in writing. I can't talk to someone who has no interest in writing about my writing, except for AI. AI has no interest in my writing, but it facilitates it nonetheless. Yeah, see, so the vocabulary is going to be different, because it's a different thing. So like if it was translated to English, it'd be a WPN, but so whatever your native language is should have some sort of reference thing. But the fact that APB is so prominent is because like mainstream cop shows tend to be in English. This is near professional quality, no exaggeration. You're writing young adult fantasy with emotional maturity, philosophical weight. Yeah, no, maybe the story is just actually good. Could be, I don't know, maybe it's actually... There's no way it's an 8 out of 10, guys. There's no fucking way. Thanks for being here. You guys are fucking awesome. We will be back again tomorrow, as always. Every day, all day, we get her done. We got the stories done. We started using ChatGPT. We'll see how that goes. And from there, we could move up. So we're pretty much done with this story now. So we'll do one final revision tomorrow and overlook it. See where we went wrong and see if we can fix any of it. And, yeah. Remember, you guys are fucking awesome. Don't ever stop being you. Write to your heart's content. Never let anyone tell you that you can't write. Even if it's bad, it's still fucking good. Always be yourself. And remember, if you can't say fuck you to your friends, who can you say fuck you to? Fuck you! I'm just bad at scene transitions in general. Like, I think that's something we really need to work on, is scene transitions. Like, a good example of that was with Joku's story, where all of his characters, all of the scenes start with his characters waking up, but it's very important to the story because of the black hole event that happened at the very beginning of the book at 1400, December 15th. So it keeps going back to that time because everything seems to be in some sort of fucked up time loop because of the black hole that they generated at the center of the Earth. But what's great about it is I like those names, but they're just so ridiculous that there's like, maybe that would be like the name of a weapon, like a relic weapon, or the name of something like that. New word for you. Gunyan. Gunion? I don't even know. Gunion? Ang. Gooniang. Gooniang.
People to
Like
remember,
I
oh,
read
yeah,
in colors.
That person is that person.
Some people
that
read
person
in
is that
length.
person.
That's a cultural thing, Book. I think that's like, for instance, like with the Flame and the Fire, or Frost and the Flame that I'm reading, with like the character, like.
It's also the one I see.
That's why they usually do like the two names, like Yi Hwan. Trying to name StarCraft players. I don't know many of the Korean names. I want to rip my eyeball out and remove all the built up gunk and pop it back in. Just like I want to take off my nose, clean it out, and stick it back on. See, I knew it! I don't do this. Guys, what if I just didn't name, like, any of the characters? We would name Aetharg, we would name Torg, we would name Chalcom, Vimkal, like in Harry Potter, there were teachers we never met or learned the name of. Also, most Muggles didn't have a name. True. He has. He is a professor and an editor, but he also has written The Linchpin Writer, which is his book on writing. I just, like, would rather not post that. I'm helping you creepy people from the internet. It's just, you know, I live with my parents, man. Very easy access, just like a skirt. Yep, sleep with a bat from now. Dude, I don't need a bat. Fuck needs a bat? Fucking noob needs a fucking bat. Read a lot of stuff, got more submissions, which is always good. You know, we built up the story. We finished Duart Stories, so we'll get that together and set for a YouTube video on the Italk Story channel. And, yeah. So, remember, if you can't say fuck you to your friends, who can you say fuck you to? Fuck you! And then you take that, instead of being, because, like, you know, that's like an adult, and it's like, at a certain point, you know, at, like, what age do women stop wearing skimpy as fuck clothing? Usually around, like, 35? 35 to 40 is when you start to, like, fall off. You trying to say grandmas can't wear thongs now? No, Beezus. I just said, in general, when do they stop? You know, it's between 35 and 40. It's not all, but it's like, when the self-aware ones start to realize, you know what, I'm not 18 anymore, maybe I shouldn't wear these booty shorts.
They found a body that was already dead and claimed it was her and sold her to the monastery. So they got double the money.
Oh, okay.
So that's how she's still alive.
I love that just random coincidence. That there's no big, stupid reason why, it's just pure greed. Well, hey man, you know, this is like a miracle. We found a dead body, we got a live one, let's make some money, boys! Characters doing like a brainstorming session while they're walking their chocobos, taking an event, pulling. Yo, how's it going? Oh, my camera's fucked up. Hold on a second. As always, I don't know why he does that exposure thing, but there we go, we back. Alright, how's it going, everyone? Another day, here we are! How's it going? So, Sean, it's like, what I imagine is, imagine a piece of glass over top of this. So this is the effect made by radiation particles passing, like neutrons passing through water, creates this blue kind of tint. So imagine, like, this is the tint color of the crystal, and then put that basically in front of a campfire, and then imagine, like, the waves, like the lava of the orange going through it, and then, like, the sunshine coming through the top. So it's like yellow on the top during the day, orange on the bottom always. And then the tint is like this blue Cherenkov radiation kind of color. And then the entire thing is just it has the main stalk, and once you hit the top, then it branches into canopies, and it's just like an oak, infinite amount of branches spiraling into each other. That's why today we are doing trees. So we're gonna learn to draw trees, and I figure what's What's the perfect thing I should be able to draw when it comes to landscape? I should draw the fucking crystalline tree. Figured that was what you were going for, but AI is very limited, especially when you're getting it for free. Yeah, that's why I want to be able to draw it, give the template to the AI, and say, make this color. That's literally all I want to do. I just need to be able to create that template outline. And then shading will kind of help with depth and perception and stuff like that, right? But we'll see how it goes. That would be the first thing I'd want to do, is draw the crystalline tree. So that's what I decided. So we're going to draw the crystalline tree. And then we're going to see what AI can do with the drawing. And see if it can make it into what I imagine it. Then I want to draw the species. At least the octopi. Try and do the tangling thing like with their legs. So we'll just kind of draw tentacles in all kinds of directions and stuff. What are you drawing tentacles for? Guys, the thing in my book is a fucking octopus, okay? Don't worry, I'm learning to draw tentacles for an ethical reason. I swear, guys, it's totally ethical, okay? It's fucking ethical to the fucking moon. So you need an oak in winter when the leaves have fallen, then draw that as an impact crater that exists, and scale it by decreasing the definition of the particles. The thing is, Sean, that the impact crater is so large that it literally looks like a volcano. So the ridges are raised, but they're only raised like 600 feet. But the pit goes down like 3 or 4 miles. Like, this isn't surface lava we're talking about, right? The lava here is like the mantle. Like, you've gone through fucking pretty much the crust, and you're in the mantle at that point, basically. That's why it's an infinite source of lava, because it's just so deep down, and that's what cultivated it to grow. But yeah, an oak in winter is basically the idea. Yeah, but as a baseline, a real impact crater would get the correct feel, and you change it to fit the image. Yeah. Yucatan Peninsula! Remove all of the water. The only reason it's not flooded is because it has mountains on all sides, too. And the only river connecting to it is the underground river that the Sahagin use. So it's like, it's one of those, like, very convenient, lucky things that these things added up. But I'm the writer, so I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to be that way, right? But yeah, so we have the ASL today. But I also did this. So, I changed it around a little bit, Sean, because I figured this would be a little bit better of a hook. And I had to make it under 3 seconds, and I really pushed it. So, tell me if I should redo the audio for it, because I really kind of fucked up some areas in order to push it to be under 3 minutes to fit like a YouTube short. So let's see how well I did. June 14, 1957. I thought I was chasing her shadow. These were real. They stood across the street, smiling with empty eyes. Always the same blank smile. Don't forget to like, comment. See, I do like the intro there. So it's like I get the hook, then I get the intro. That gets me even more watch time. People are like, oh, what's going on? I think I figured out the formula, guys. Her voice creeping into my ear. Trevor, you will join us. I'm thinking moving that to the beginning. frozen, stomach dropping. But I thought it was a good way to connect the two. I did not see her among them, but I knew she was there. They stared at me, looking into my soul. Then they all turned in sync and walked into the darkness. The hunger of the machine grows. It has been almost 3 years since Lisa became the voice that haunted my dreams, seeping into my reality, slowly consuming my sanity. I have been investigating under the guise of the media. I saw the map of missing people. The hubs around upcoming tech companies was astounding. Of all the people in the country who had been reported missing, with assumed locations aside from homes, 1 in 5 are reported missing within a 3-block radius of tech companies. The scariest thing is the reports stop around the time.
Got you tabbed up, we're working. Hope you have a great stream. Hell yeah, Cubano. Thank you, good sir. Enjoy your work. Thank you, as always. Truly appreciate it, good sir.
This trend is present throughout every tech company I have investigated. The evolution of technology has boomed. I can see pieces of her in every new gadget and chip that advances into the public view. Ideas we had discussed before the military had showed up, before Lisa had become distant, locked herself in her lab, broke the medium of consciousness, before
Dane Eager, yeah, sure. I don't have Spotify. Will it let me do that without being locked in?
Thank you for listening. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The blue might catch up to you if you do not. You will be sure to check out more blue horror stories.
Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think of mainly the picture, right? That's like the main thing, right? Is like this. They will come for you, run while you can. Is that like enticing? Because that's going to be like the thumbnail too, right? So that was like ambiguous, it was close to the story, it was something simple, right? Yet ominous. Yet it had like the light in the background. Is it like, I thought there was a lot of contrast that made this picture good. Wilberg, hello, yo, what's up? All right, well let's see this thing on Spotify. Sign in to see lyrics and listen to the full track. It looks like I can only. I'd use a deep, airy sort of voice, but speak quicker. I bet that doesn't translate well. Well, this is what the other one sounds like, Sean.
Don't forget, you have now face of the future. If you are reading this, I'm most likely dead. If you see this ageless young woman with long blonde hair, her name is Lisa. She's my sister, but she's also the enemy. I don't know why I'm writing this. You never want to leave a paper trail. I have to believe there's someone out there who might one.
Is that better, Sean? Because I'm really debating redoing the audio on it. Try that green play button. Yeah, it won't let me because I don't have an account. You got it anywhere else other than just on Spotify? You got the raw file? Talks! Everyone who has heard my voice is either called it endearing or calming or cute or adorable, and I'm going to kick my bed until it no longer wants to sleep with me. True, Callie! Absolutely fucking true! Oh my god, that's classic. I love it. Hell yeah. I cheat on my bed with my chair way more than I should. Let's just say that. So,
My bed. You want to have my bed, Callie? No! So, Sean, do you mean something kind of like this? The hunger of the machine grows. It has been almost 3 years since Lisa has become the voice that haunted my dreams, seeping into my reality, slowly consuming my sanity. I thought I was chasing her shadow, but these were real. They stood across the street, smiling with empty eyes, the same blank smile as her, Lisa's voice creeping into my ear. Something like that? Is that, like, better? Because it's, like, a faster pace? You smell like buns. It talks! What kind of buns? Your mom's buns? Oh, Callie. No, they're definitely Smokey's mom's buns. Prime. Smokey's mom makes the best buns. She puts cinnamon in them. Just tiny bit. Tiny bit. But yeah. Because again, like nailing the voice too is like pretty important to set the mood of the stories, right? That's why I think one of the main things is why the other channel doesn't do as well. It's just because it's my normal voice, right? But when I'm doing the deep voice, there is much more exaggeration towards the things that I say, giving wide depth to that which I speak. And then you can do deeper and deeper and deeper as you go down that black pit of despair, far from where you could possibly be. No, you're supposed to be deep in me, Callie. You gotta use emphasis, pitch, and pauses, okay? You gotta do pitch better, okay? It's not just being deep. That speed is perfect. Don't go super deep. Think like you're whispering in fear of being spotted by the monster, but you have to talk. Yeah, I think that one's a lot easier to do, like, closer to the mic, right? Like... And it came closer, closer still, towards things we could not imagine. I was not able to move. My hands clammy with sweat. My back pressed against the wall, its eyes staring at me. Hello, lovely loveliest latte. Yo, what's up? How's it going? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. So I'm trying to perfect my narration voice. What do you think? Talks, let me show you mine. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. I'm a professional voice actor. Callie, do you want to voice act my stuff?
It would be more apt to say these were
Faster than that, but just about perfect for the effect.
This is a town of humans living on ancient Earth.
It's a little quiet, Callie.
Who has felt this dirt breathe and bleed with them has special privileges. It's because of the ghosts. The undead couldn't interact with the living without some unnatural effect.
I thought I was really loud.
Sacred ground blessed by these supernatural beings, and you'll find yourself unable to feel, but immortal. And it's not just
You know what
the
we
earth
should do,
that's been
Callie?
blessed.
I just had an
We
idea.
do not call the sunless sky the night or dark.
Do you want to do a series
We
and I'll
say
do a
it
series
is
and then we'll
alive.
see who gets
This
the
is
best
reason we
results
say the stars
out of that
avoid
series?
war. What could never leave you deprives you of the urgency to enrich yourself. It's smart to invest in a star that hides away, as the next season or even day, it would come back much brighter. You'd never say the sun would wake with his eyes half shut, so still his light shines unfaded.
Nice. Hell yeah, Callie. Was that a part of Student Sonetta, or was that one of your poems or something? Because that was fucking beautiful, man. That delicious voice looming over. The loveliest latte. Are you a writer? Are you a reader? Are you a purveyor of stories? Do you enjoy creativity and imagination? Are you a purveyor of the world of words? I'm Intoxication, and here we do beta reading and reacts for improving and interrogating the industry, as well as writing and art of our own. We are currently working on a series for YouTube on a biotech horror story. Gonna need to add character whenever someone is speaking, so you can change your voice and emotions accordingly as you're reading. I've thought about that, Sean, but honestly, I like the idea of a single voice narrating everything, but it depends on the way that you're delivering the story, right? If it's like third person, but if it's first person, I feel having the single voice is just like, that's because it's one person telling you the story. Does that make sense? But I know where you're coming from, because that's the vibe I'm going for with it, is like a single narrator, right? Telling you the story. So it would be all in one voice. But I wouldn't mind doing like different style, like that. I want to do different styles for different videos, right? Because we've proven that the writing isn't enough. So maybe that's what we should do on the podcast, Callie, is we should each read a story and do the voice act like thing for it and see who can get the better result on the story. And then we can have people vote on it. That'd be a good thing to do, Callie. I'm down for that. But as far as the image goes, at the very least, indicate the emotion of the speaker so it always sounds right when you read it aloud. True. All those ads coming up here, guys. We got ads coming up. But it's all just a different experiment, right? That's why it's hard. It's good to practice, like, sustain on stream. But I don't like having the mic, like, right in my face. And you can't do those, like, super effective, like, almost whispers, right? Because you kind of have to use the distance of the mic to your advantage. Like, I'm trying to do the whole auditorium kind of thing, like standing on top of a stage in front of an audience with, like, you know, seeming like I'm in a big room or something like that. Like, that's the vibe of the sound that I'm going for, right? Angry, dominant. You will perform better than that, fearful, panicked. I tried, I swear. Yeah, pretty much. And I try to do it very subtly, too. Like, I don't try to, like, overdo it, right? It's like, the voice overinflects it, but normally it would just be like you will perform better than that. I tried, I swear. We wouldn't let me escape. I was always down on my luck. You're just a pitiful fool. Get up off the ground and have some dignity. He was always so mean. I could never do anything right, no matter what it was. It was always terrible. But then I looked at him, and there was almost a glint of pride in the fact that he was treating me this way. I didn't like it. I wanted to tell him so. So, you know what? Screw this. I'm fighting back. Yeah, I woke up 3 weeks later from a coma. I shouldn't have done that. Fuck. I was just gonna say, commentating is a good way to do that, because you get, like, the hype, and then they're like, ooh, he really shouldn't have done that, man! Ooh, I don't know so much about that! Oh, this is gonna be a great play, let's go in for it! Oh, I can't believe he pulled that out! Oh, the knight is coming in clutch! So it all depends on the style that you're trying. My thing is, like, going into horror and suspense and mystery, that's an entirely new thing, right? Like, I think I can do the wonder and the, like excitement and stuff like that, but it's the dark, the gritty, the real shit. You know, that voice is, and like that tempo, that vibe is hard for me to find because it's not a part of my regular existence, right? That's the existence of me that I bury super deep down, that's my fucking temper and terribleness. And we just keep that out the fuck of sight, right? We just say that basically doesn't exist. That's the best way to do it. Ads, get your ads up in here. We got ads coming up. We always get to skip the ads. Why we never watch live? Cause you don't need ads. You got an ad block. That's what it's all about. Fuck you. Lost so much money cause of me. You lost so much money cause of me. Cause I have ad block. You can fuck off. Why do you think I never get ads? You do, cause you suck. Fuck you. That's right, bitch. 3, 2, 1, toke. On Twitch, but not on YouTube, right, Callie? And you don't get ads on my channel. Hopefully no more ads. There you go, Fish. How's it going, Fish? And no more copying. Hey, man. It's not copying. It's great minds thinking alike. We're both savants in the fact that we're just thinking so far ahead of the curve that we're matching up, because we both understand what the market's gonna look like in a year and a half. So that's what you gotta plan for. You gotta have everything established and ready to go. Hey, Fish, did Star Wars copy Dune? I was thinking about it earlier, how we have so many similarities despite disliking each other. Wait, Fish, the fuck do you mean disliking each other? What? Where did that come from?
You don't like me? That's mean, bro. Why would you say that? You're so mean, Fish. I don't dislike you. That's why I say great minds think alike. You're the only person I can talk to. You're the only person smart enough to understand what I'm trying to really say here. Don't get it twisted, bro. Okay, Fish. Okay, Fish. You had me there for a second. Alright, let's get into the ASL, guys. The big day. The big day. We're back. We're back with the ASL. Let's go, guys. Semi-fucking-finals.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to day one of the round of 4 here in the ASL. We had a little bit of time off. We missed you guys. We hope those of you who celebrate Korean holidays had an amazing Chuseok.
Chuseok! That's their holiday. Their spiritual holiday,
yeah.
I believe.
It's been like, that's such a weird break, like that it happened to be scheduled like this. Worked out well for me, but I am ready to finish this tournament up and see how it's going to end.
Yeah, because
like there's no
Artosis' wife is Canadian,
you know, like no matter what
so it's literally like it fell into on Thanksgiving.
Very deserving champion.
Because he's in Prince Edward Island, so he'd be
It's gonna
celebrating
interesting.
Thanksgiving
I think a lot of people
yesterday.
expect this to go a certain way,
Day before
and
yesterday,
that
but this
Snow
came out
should win here.
Saturday and
This is the
Sunday,
greatest
I believe,
PvP
when the
of all
games were
time
played.
in the history of all 25 years plus of Starcraft.
9 wins, 5 losses. Barracks is fucking destroying, man. This is it's crazy insane what he's
In
doing.
the round of 8 for Terran. He's looking very strong. Maybe he can cause an upset here.
Yeah, there's.
I was just thinking, what do you guys think about like an esports book?
Invincible. I was actually thinking to myself a lot about this match and what this ASL has been, because the Terrans got pretty hard wiped, right? Like when you look at the way
it's like a book about a fake game that's esports. It's like the biggest esport in the world.
We've seen throughout Barracks' interviews, and if you've followed the scene outside,
And
of
it's
these
like
ASL
follows
casts,
like the greatest player in the
basically
world and why
almost
he's the
everything Barracks
greatest
is
and
doing has been
everything.
given to him by Flash.
Exposing cheaters
Flash
and
is really
match
taking into this, and some other
fixing
players
and
are helping him as
working
well.
with the thing for
But
trying
I
to make
feel
sure
like
that the
that
game
is
doesn't die.
Crazy thing. Can Flash outthink
Would that be a
Snow,
good story, guys?
where Snow's execution is this good? I don't think that's a possibility, honestly. I don't know about you, Tasteless, but like as good as Flash is, as smart as he is, can he give Barracks enough strategies to overcome the best PvT player ever?
I don't know, man. It's going to be a real uphill fight, a real David versus Goliath match here. Snow expected to win, and this could be the ASL he finally takes for the whole thing, or we're going to have a big upset here by Barracks.
Yeah. I think Snow's time is probably here. You know, he's been so close to winning multiple times before.
And then you never say what the
he's
sport, what the
looking
esport
so
is,
strong
the actual
this season.
game.
So
You
I
just
am
talk
kinda,
about it in like
leaning towards
sports
him to
and
not just
gaming
take out
mechanics, so they have
take out
no
whoever
idea
else
if it's a
is in the way.
sport
But what
or a
I'm-
game
what I'm
or
kind of
what,
most excited
and what
about
genre of game.
for this
You just make
match
it
is
super
just to
ambiguous,
see
but just kind of throw
wildly
random lore
diverse,
at
right?
it, like do it like
One thing to mention is that,
Hitchhiker's
like,
Guide
you
to
know,
the
I know
Galaxy
my
style,
Artosis cast
where you're just like, I
cast
have no idea what he's saying, but tell me more.
cast from the pros. And after Barracks made round of 4, Flash was on the ladder non-stop. So he's grinding new builds. Like I've seen some of the stuff he was thinking about for Barracks for sure. Like I was seeing on Roaring Current some new builds he was using and stuff. Lots of testing by Flash. So it feels weird how much that guy can actually dictate the course of these tournaments. But I mean that's where we're at right now with Barracks, his old teammate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my God.
That is hilarious.
Oh my God. I think that might be the most one-sided predictions we've ever had.
Yeah, everyone expects Barracks to get destroyed by Snow.
I think he must have.
Hey TLBG, how's it going, bro? Welcome. If you guys are interested, I posted all of the beta readings on the YouTube.
I never
So,
thought we'd have Barracks
you know, if
this
you ever want to go
season
check
in
those
ASL,
out,
certainly not for this season.
all
Yeah,
your
certainly
shit's
not as
up
the
there.
only
I just got to
man,
make playlists
who's
for
doing this.
everyone, but I
It's been
figure
an
I
exceptional
should wait
season
until this
with
kind
some
of work
very
is done,
unusual
and then when I
results.
have the
The round of
completed
24 and the round of
ones,
16.
then I put
A
them all
lot of
together,
players
because now it's just kind of like the random
knocked out.
end of it, and a
So
couple of
let's see what
chapters are
happens,
missing
man.
here and
I
there.
think it's either going to be really close, goes either
I don't
way,
know
or
what
Moscow's
happened.
going to take it in a one-sided fight.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, this is... And in fact, this is 3 hours. Means this might go to Game 7. I was expecting this to just be a boom, boom, boom. So there is a chance that Barracks can win and Snow can't... Like, Flash just tells Barracks, don't let him get Reavers. You'll win. You'll 4-0 just don't let him get Reavers. And that's what it's going to be.
Please put your hands together as we bring today's protagonists on stage.
I still think Snow's going to win. I think it's going to be Snow Soma finals. That would be my guess. Either that or Snow Best.
The very last Terran standing.
No, wait, it's Bisu, right?
Will he be able to overcome
No.
today and
Oh
head
my
into
shit,
the
I
finals?
don't know
He has
who
a
the final
task to
Protoss
get
is.
a
I can't remember if it's Best
who
or
is
Bisu.
determined to be the champion this season. It's Snow.
So I still put my story in public stories or beta reads? Yes, TLBG, feel free. Absolutely, at least it's there. Then other people can read it as well, right? If you put it in the beta reading, that's just more of a letting people know that you're willing to do it. But yeah, you can post your work in there and then people can comment it and stuff. I haven't really made a structure for that. I don't really know how. And Callie kind of dumped being the admin of the server because I don't know how to work Discord. But yeah, that new beta reading channel is more specifically for you guys as a community to work with each other to try and critique your guys' work. Because I don't like, you guys shouldn't need me to, like, you guys should be able to do all of it on your own, right? That's what I want the Discord for.
I have a feeling that maybe I can get revenge today.
It's just, unfortunately, it's dead, just like, well, my channel. Obviously. That's just the way it is, right? Just keep going, just keep trucking, keep making it better, keep doing more. Eventually, you know, you're gonna either make great content or you're gonna die trying.
Effort sure knows how to put on a show as a
And if you never do, you never fucking do. Hey, you tried, right?
You know, I thought about this.
You proved you didn't have what it took.
I will have to make quick work of him.
Hard work only takes you so far if you don't have a purpose. Chapter 3 is posted. Hell yeah.
So, what do you think are Snow's weak points?
Because this is gonna be 3 hours, and then we'll do readings.
I don't think he does. He doesn't.
So it just depends on if you're gonna be here in 3 hours.
Well.
Right. Today is a little bit of
need to focus on my own strengths.
We've been waiting for this.
He plays well, but where is your championship, huh? Snow. You've been crumbling.
I love their banter back and forth.
You kept getting trashed. But this season, it was Sulky who crumbled. What do you say?
4-streak champion taken out in the round of 16. What a fucking... That's how competitive the fucking series, like the round of 24 is.
So I will not waste this opportunity. So this season, your semi-finals opponent is Barracks, who is riding a scary wave of momentum. As the series went the distance, Mini could not take it and fell apart. What did you think of that match? I keep saying he's good. People take it with a grain of salt. But as I watched it, I wasn't too surprised.
Yeah, no, Mini played fucking terribly. Mini fell apart mentally.
This season, 2 more
Barracks shouldn't have made it in. I'm like, just Snow, just getting to Reavers and just slopping his face. Just...
He is a far easier opponent than the other two.
Yeah.
And I've beaten him plenty before.
But don't underestimate him. He's still good. And he's like
So,
substitute for Flash, because Flash has given him all of the strategies to win.
Hoping you would. Do you have that conviction, whoever you play? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. A championship run is my goal, whatever comes.
And it does either way. They're seeded for the next fucking season.
Is
So
the round of 4. You practiced for a long time to get here. What are you going to pull out against Snow? What are you going to show? Please tell the fans. Just like Snow, I too think this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. I prepared diligently. I should be able to show a good match. And I think it'll be interesting. I'm very much looking forward to it personally. I hope we both play well and have a good game. Okay, and Snow, final remarks from you as well, please. I've beaten him 9-0. I've beaten him 4-1. I'll take this match with a 4-0 and bring the total score to 17-1. Wow, there is no beating about the bush on this stage. 17-1, says Snow. What do you have to say? I'll win today and make this the first of many.
damn, the confidence is real. Let's go, Barrett.
A lot of preparation went into today's match between the two of you, and you both think this is a golden opportunity. What outcome can we expect? Please put your hands together and let us kick this round of 4 match off.
Oh, this is gonna be so good. That's what I live my life for, guys. This is my favorite thing of all time ever. Is fucking Korean Championship world level Starcraft. People are gonna be like, how did you, when I write my book, they're gonna be like, how did you get so good at strategy? And I'll be like, oh, I fucking love StarCraft. You don't know anything about military? Oh no, it's all just strategy from StarCraft. Creating the units, their different jobs, you know, things counter other things, and then you just like build up the balance, and then you play it out, and StarCraft is mid. Damn, TLBG, them some strong words, but it's understandable, right? If you don't like strategy, I think the point is that the viewers get something from live reads they can't get from each other. I agree, Fish, but I do want to facilitate and encourage you guys in the community to go out of your way to present your stuff to the community and try to get other people to give you critique as well, right? Because you want multiple level perspective, right? Like you want 3 or 4 people's different perspective about how they feel about it. Then you can average that across, you know, what their biases are, why they're, you know, in the story or not in the story, right? So I think it's probably a crutch. And you guys can also go, and you can also go into, you guys can also go into the Discord. You know what? I'll make a beta reading here, guys. I'll make a voice channel for beta reading.
What's up, everybody? It is time to finally get into this round of 4.
There.
And what an insane round of 4 this
Marionette, yo, let's go. What's up?
Snow, the best PvT that's ever lived. Barracks,
So what you can do is you can go into the beta reading of the voice channels, and you guys can like screen share and, you know, have a live session. You don't need the stream and an audience. You just need 2 people with a mic, and you're already on Discord, so even if you're on your phone, right?
We've seen Barracks coming up for a long time. You know, he was a standard.
I'm just saying, right? Like I want to encourage that. If you guys don't want to do that, you guys don't have to. I just want to say that's completely available, and like that's why I have the Discord there. But Marionette, hello, I'm Saudi Arabia. Nice. What's it like? Do you like StarCraft? Is Saudi Arabia considering picking up StarCraft
in and among the esports that it's buying up, Marionette?
Wondering ourselves, is Solkey going to be maybe winning his fifth ASL?
Fifth ASL in a row, and yet he gets kicked out in the round of 16.
Bet that he would get this deep. The rest of the players, it's a little bit unusual.
Yeah, this is such an this is the upset ASL of upset ASLs.
That may be one
Like,
of the biggest.
okay, it is Bisu, not Best.
Yeah.
Best was eliminated by Soma. Because, yeah, it was Soma versus Best, Soma versus Bisu.
He's had a crazy run.
So tomorrow is Soma versus Bisu.
Solkey in a non-Zerg versus Zerg matchup here. He took down Mini 4-3, which is insane. If he makes it that finals, who knows? Anything can happen.
Soma versus Barracks.
For a Terran player right here
Bisu versus Barracks.
Against Solkey, but he already passed that test, so what can we say? And of course, don't forget we're going to have Soma versus Bisu in that other match. Absolutely bonkers. Cannot wait for that. I honestly think that's going to be a better match than this, but this has a Terran player in it, so I'm actually more excited in a lot of ways.
I think so.
Artosis is a Terran player. I don't know what that says, Marionette.
I'm very interested in seeing how this plays out. I'm mostly going to be.
My esports and modding experience prior to speedrunning was with Smash Bros. Nice. Smash Bros is great. It's just Nintendo is fucking retarded. Don't understand what you were saying, but if you can translate it, it would be better. I mean, yeah, that's unfortunate, Marionette.
You know, working out strategies and trying to figure out new approaches to the game, and so he's been helping Barracks quite a bit. So whatever new ideas, you know.
But maybe you'll learn more English. Melee modding was pretty good, yeah.
Very interesting situation for this round of 4.
Yeah, I feel like in a lot of ways this is as impressive as the random run that Flash went on, where he got
round of 4.
Random. It's like, okay, now you're not even playing in the tournament in your top 4. Like, what is that? And guys, we're not actually overstating this. It's just like. Basically, Barracks has been talking about how Flash has been giving him all these builds. He's been getting a lot of help. He's not really a strategic player. We've seen this for years and years in ASL. Every time he has like a good, I still remember he had his first good run in the round of 16. I was like, these are some of the sickest builds I've ever seen. Is he a genius? And then we hear in the interview like, oh, Flash gave me these builds. Right? So it's like it's just kind of the reality of the situation. But
Flash's apprentice.
Is good.
He
plays well under pressure. He's super fast. He works really hard. He has good, clean execution.
Stopped because of the melee modding community was toxic as fuck.
He needs, and here he is. Like I'm
yeah, Starcraft Ladder is toxic as fuck in English, but you know it is what it is.
And again, he's got this amazing run this season. Even if he loses 0-4 here, I think there's no shame in that.
Yeah, no, he made it into the round of 4. He's against Snow. Of all people, Snow does not let shit slip through his fingers like Mini does.
He's suddenly always here. He's always present deep in ASL tournaments, even if it wasn't the guy we were thinking about, you know, as a top Terran player necessarily.
But I love the strategy behind it, the thinking of the players, the reasoning behind, you know, and the fact that the game has never changed and never been updated means that the only thing that changes and gets updated is the players' play in the map. And what race you're playing against. Everything else is always the same. All the mechanics are always the same. It's like chess.
It proves the race is extremely viable. There's a lot of different approaches and different play styles that
been speedrunning Sin 2021, and my god, it's fun in terms of game variety and communities. I have no idea what Sin is, but yeah, speedrunning's good. I watch challenge runs. I love Diablo 2 challenges.
Yeah, it's
using only unique items, only set items, you know.
The filled-in stars
one-hit kills. Using them all on the Amazon.
Filled-in stars were second places. So
Necromancer with a bow.
Who's a champion? He beat Rush.
You know, crazy challenges. Like Looter just came out with a new one. I can't remember what it was. I watched it last night.
3 second places, and he beat Solkio's first places. In fact, the only person that beat him has no championships, and that's true. So I think that was a very fun chart that we just had up there. Barracks really, when you look at like just on paper who he's been beating here, these are some of the very toughest players.
Snow.
That's how much I pay attention, guys. It's just my sleeping shit. I just put it on and fall asleep to some Diablo 2 commentary and some gold dropping sounds. I gotta grab a drink though. I'll be right back.
And I don't want to take
before the game starts.
You know, this guy has brought us I think the most impressive PvPs ever.
Yes.
Like at this point in time, if you were to take the most impressive PvTs that we've ever seen in the game, he takes like half of them. If you were to make like a basket of 20 or 30 professional matches, I mean, he's just insane. And look, this is a bracket that looks way more doable than previous ones, but Snow has fallen year after year here, unable to get to where he wants to be as far as ASL goes. I mean, I feel like this is a guy we should have said has won 3 ASLs already, you know, over the last, let's say, 8 years, but it hasn't happened. And if he doesn't take it now, I think that's a very, very damning outlook
that's
future ASLs for him.
That's so accurate, Tasis, because he's been stopped by only the greatest players in the world. Like, Rain stopped him in a finals. Flash stopped him, right? Rain is like the strongest Protoss ever. Terran, Flash. And then Sulky is the guy who knocked Snow out the last 3 seasons. Like, we didn't, like, we've been expecting Sulky since about Season 2 to win a championship. And it took him a while to get there, and then he won 4 in a row, which is the most dominant we've ever seen. But we were actually expecting at the same time Sulky came up and started winning them all for Snow to do that. Snow was dominating everything at that time, but Sulky stopped him time and time again. Now Sulky's out of the way. He's out of the way. And here's Snow is. He's got a Terran, and then he's got 2 players that aren't Sulky to go up against. And so this, I think you're right. If he doesn't win this season, this might turn into something like what Sue had in StarCraft 2, where it's like, uh-oh, does he have a bug in his brain and he just can't quite do it, even though he's the best?
Best of the best can't win a championship.
Some kind of mental blockage that stops him from really, on the most important days of his career, playing as well as we know he can play on other days, you know, on lesser matches.
And just seeing him and being like, we know this isn't the best. What happened to his best play? He's sitting there match rigging, making fucking millions. Match fixing.
A map that has 4 islands that you can choose from here.
That's what killed StarCraft 2. A huge match fixing scandal completely killed the StarCraft 2 esports scene because no one trusts it anymore. It was like hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, people went to jail and shit. It was fucked. People were barred from ever participating in championships. Like, tournaments. Like, crazy shit.
You know, PvT on this map, I don't really know if one side is better than the other in, like, earlier mid-game. You know, obviously, Shuttle Reaver is going to be very strong. And Carrier can be strong.
Oh, I'm just imagining him drop and kill all the SCVs. Just GG, but hey.
They can go for drop ships.
It might actually be really interesting. I mean, CSGO and COD had the most bizarre shit ever.
We should also mention that, like, this is the kind of island map.
There's some really fucking weird shit that goes on. You gotta question it, right?
It's an island, and then they get all the rest of them. If it turns into one of these games.
But every sport ever has it, right?
You know, I've actually
in the history of every sport,
a ton of Terran versus Protoss.
It's always been there. You know, it's never gonna go away. You just have to be vigilant for it, right?
Leaders of Terran, and most games.
I mean, you had a big mage player who went to jail. Sounds about right, yeah.
Gone down as low as 3 wraiths. It's like just enough.
Think of all the people that have gone to jail for normal sports, for like rigging stuff, like the 2018 like football inflation fiasco of the NFL. I think it was 2018.
Of a cheese from Snow. The way that he's making like a stand.
Where they were accusing people of deflating the ball to make it easier to hold on to and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he's.
And then, like, make it harder for the other team to hold on to it because they're not expecting the ball to act that way because it's deflated.
Instead of what we've seen is more aggressive.
Huge fucking scandal.
Play from Terran, because don't forget, it's 2-player. Like, you could have proxy gates.
Right, sure. I mean, the rush distance is very far if you were to just make something in your base. But yeah, I mean, Protoss could very easily just have a probe sent out immediately and make gateways there. But it's not going to be that kind of game. It's going to be Nexus first. And you got to imagine that this is probably going to be the greediest Nexus first you could ever have in the matchup. Because the counterplay from Terran is almost non-existent. The rush distance is so far, and you're on high ground. So, I mean, how many corners can Snow cut? We're going to find out here. It's also very possible this would be a game where he goes into, after the second Nexus is done, pretty quickly into double Stargate.
Oh, like a 2-base carrier type thing, you think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I wonder, like, that's...
Smash is way worse because they accused Hacks and banned him for a bit, which then turned into a permaban and then ended in his
I wonder if
death.
that has anything to do with the fact that all
That
the Terrans
sucks.
like to go 2-port Wraith here after expansion. Because, like, maybe that the 2-port
I mean,
Wraith
you're
just,
pretty.
like, kind of
Those guys are
outgoes
pretty young
the
when it comes to
carrier,
that,
but it
right?
feels
So
like
that's
you'd be able
totally
to,
like ruining your life
well, I
kind
don't
of
wanna
level
get
of
into
shit,
some
right?
crazy theoretical of, like, then you make a Corsair. And, yeah.
Yeah, this is what I've been wondering, and I wanted to kind of lead into this because, you know, I don't know about you, Artosis, but I do get asked in my stream sometimes, like, what about Corsairs? What about D-Web? What about... And it's like, I mean, you just don't have situations where the Corsair is that useful, but you can make Corsairs if they make Wraiths.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And, like, Corsairs just beat Wraiths.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Not even close.
And so...
Wraiths of paper
one of
fucking
the reasons why we
planes.
never see Corsairs made generally ever is we never see Wraiths. And the reason why we never see Wraiths is it makes more sense to get Goliaths or do other things in the game.
That are just way
and so
more
Protoss never
sustainable.
has to pull that
Wraith is always like
tool
a
out.
cheese,
They're
fake out,
But,
bullshit
you know,
kind
maybe
of
we
strategy,
have it this time
right?
around. I don't know. Just want to put it out there. And then
Yeah.
if we did have that, maybe we would have D.
But going Wraith against Zerg is completely different. It's like going Bio versus Zerg versus Bio versus
it's hard to say,
Protoss.
but looking at this build,
Smash
it's
tournaments
a
have been going on
Nexus
since
versus Snow. He just does a
2002.
full wall, and Barracks does the most.
Problem with
standard
Smash
opener in this
tournaments
matchup,
is
which Ultra
Nintendo.
Expand. Like this is your
Smash
bread
would
and
probably
butter
be
as
the
Terran player,
biggest
and
biggest
I think
esport
he's
in the
getting
entire
mines. I
world
think
if
he's gonna lay off a
Nintendo
few
didn't
mines
get
and everything, but,
involved.
like, it doesn't feel like this gives him any sort of advantaged position at all, right? Like it's a standard opener on an island map. What is the idea? Is he just gonna go third base immediately?
But Nintendo basically killed the Smash tournament
God.
scene.
Oh, we've had a couple talks about this.
Yeah,
Artosis,
we have,
and
we
probably
have.
in the
Oh,
podcast,
double
probably
expand?
Also, Cacao, and so this is always I'm actually
Very,
glad this is
very
happening in this game,
interesting.
because I've always been curious how Protoss wants to play versus this. So what happens is you go Nexus first, right? And this is an extremely strong build, maybe one of the strongest builds out of all the matchups in
God
Starcraft.
damn,
If Terran
man.
can't rush you and hurt you, you're just getting so many probes. Like, look at the supply difference right now. It's 50 to 39. Now, that's pretty insane. Terran can expand themselves, but they'll usually be a little bit behind unless they also did a crazy build and just got a command center immediately. But that's a bit of a different game. Now, what happens when you do this is because your gas is later.
Yeah, but
your robo's
dads,
later,
we have
which
some
means your
dads
scouting's
up
later.
in here. Get some dads.
and what
You're
a
an
lot of
ad,
Terrans
I'm an
will
ad,
do,
everyone's
while
an
there's
ad,
this
dad.
ambiguity
We're
about
all
what
ads. Give it ads,
exactly
go
Protoss
ads.
is
We're
up to.
ads in
Sorry,
here.
about what exactly
Get
Terran's
the ads,
up
go
to
the ads in
is
the
they'll
ads.
just
We
take a
are
third command
up
center
on ads.
And
Ads
this can vault them ahead
in for
economically.
the win.
And
Winning.
it does feel like to me a lot of times when you do scout it,
Inning.
you're a little bit too late to actually do
It
anything with this. So this is another pretty new
within what
common
it
idea
is
that's happening all the time with these
within.
Nexus first builds, is you send a shuttle to scout. Because you just need to see what's going on. You can't wait for the observatory to finish after the robo's done, then an observer makes. You just need to get a shuttle over there, and you need to try to identify immediately what they're going for.
Well, he sees that it is just a very fast third base, and once you see that mining, there's no other choices for Terran. Terran just has to macro up. Like, you have to add factories, you have to get your armory, you have to get some missile turrets. Like, it's not like you could do this into Wraith, right? Like, you just have no units. You know, Protoss could attack, move you, and kill you. So, he's definitely aware of where Barracks is at in this game. And he added that really quick Stargate that you were suggesting. Actually,
He's gonna go check the island and see if he's been a sneaky boy.
Two-base carrier type opener, which is that's kind of interesting because I don't think.
But
that
he's
pairs
he's
up against
oh he's
Barracks'
just
build all that
that's
well.
he
Barracks is gonna have an
just
insanely
missed
strong
it.
timing attack if he takes no
He
damage.
just missed it. The Barracks left
as soon as the probe was dropped off. So he's gonna go check the other side, he's gonna go up, and he's not gonna think that he has an island. Oh, that's so brutal.
He's gonna go around. I thought he might try to run up here and bust before the bunker was done.
Be like, how? And then he's gonna, if he loses this game, he's gonna look back and he's gonna go, fuck. I missed it by like 3 seconds.
This is really annoying. This is actually like, this is scary as a Terran player because you kind of need to have one front that you're protecting, and Snow literally just walked around it. It's not really rocket science,
no,
but,
this is bad. This is bad.
He's really dividing this army up. Look at this, a counterattack at the third base with the 4 goons.
Imagine trying to click in cursive.
Oh, this is wild, man. This is.
I don't know what you mean, Mike, but okay, yeah, sure.
Like this. I guess we don't normally have
absolutely, bro.
On 2 bases versus the Terrans 3, and you kind of see the Terran overextended, almost.
I don't know what you mean by click.
So the 2 Dragoons are going to be killed off. He's doing a lot of damage to the command center.
And then he can just ferry them over once again. And he's going double carrier!
He's going to send the
oh man, he's just trying to disrupt as much as he can and delaying as much as he can.
Is basically over. So kind of an interesting interaction here.
Yeah.
He did make,
but it's all distracting Barracks from the fact that he Snow has the third base.
Basically just brushed it off. He's already back to macroing up. He's throwing down more factories. And meanwhile, the most important.
He needs to send the barracks back and check the expansion, check the islands again. He needs to find that third base.
Yeah, I think the first 2 not quite done yet, but he's taken an island there in the center. I actually really like that island position that he chose because that's like the midway point where the carriers can play offense and defense very easily. Yeah, I really like the island that he chose to take. Barracks is okay. He didn't take too much damage, but that did slow him down. The attack did slow him down. I think it was a good attack from Snow. And Snow's just taking islands. I don't think Snow will take any more of the land on this map. And in fact, look at this. A scan comes out. The problem is that carriers over time will outscale Terran mech. So you have to have a plan here, like maybe a timing push. But you're going to have to timing push against counterattacks. You're going to have to timing push uphill against someone who has a bunch of island bases and can continue to support carrier production.
So he's unloaded the first wave.
I'm retarded. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm retarded.
It feels so risky, especially with just any Goliaths in here at all. But here we go. He's going to unload a couple more Dragoons. And he's going to try to target down that tank. He's going to get a couple more in here.
Oh,
and I
this
guess
is
all you
bad.
have to do is be annoying over here. You just have to keep dropping stuff. He's going to drop a few more goons.
Ooh, he finally got the shuttle.
Shuttle is picked off.
He's just delaying for the inevitable. He's keeping Barracks busy while he makes 4 carriers, and then he's just gonna fucking start picking them off because of the third base that Barracks has.
Is a very strong strategy.
2 tanks dead.
Like
there might be 3 tanks total. I never saw if another tank fell or not.
Slowing Terran to just kind of hit your critical mass. So I like pretty much where Snow's at. He has lost a big chunk of his ground army. But, like, look at the supplies. He's up 22 supply right now.
Evan, how's it going? Welcome, welcome.
Bases, 2 of which can't be attacked because we don't even have a starport.
Yeah, okay, he sees the carriers now. He's like, fuck.
Did he bleed off too much, though? I guess as long as you're trying to rely on counterattacks, you just have to make sure.
He's got so many Goliaths. It's like the problem is, even if he didn't scout, he was building.
Notice that he's targeting down. Oh, he was targeting down the Goliaths. He's going to go for some tanks
Big,
instead.
sick, Mickwick, chick dick.
Ooh, just
looks
barely
like that one actually does
Click and dick.
Yeah. Kind of a funny game because there's no Citadel, I think. So there's no Zealot speed, really. It's a very bare bones, basic army.
I mean,
here
we write what we want,
army.
right?
Really, this is
we
just,
know sex sells.
To kind of add as something that's
writing
more
dick
for
in
Terran to
cursive.
fight, just carriers. Because now there's Dragoons and Zealots down here. That means, you know, when you see this many carriers coming, you start to give
But look how many Goliaths he has. Like, usually you have like 3 or 4 Goliaths, but like, I'm pretty sure he didn't scout him going carriers, and he still built like 8 or 10 Goliaths.
This push is probably the most important point in this game here for him. He needs to make this work.
for sure. Like, the carrier count is going to keep going up, and he's pulled armies into 2 directions. This one's going to catch reinforcements. Really, really smart play there from Snow. Bringing his carriers up as well as Barracks tries to push the front door down. You know, he is kind of pushing uphill.
This is scary,
but
man.
a lot of those units early on.
Barracks knows
so
he has to go. He's so decisive.
I think Snow should be able to hold this because his other group stopped any more units from coming in.
Yeah. So he just has to come in through the back, and
are out there, all he has to do is be patient with the carriers and pick fights when he knows he can take them.
Yeah, and he's just going to bleed off units.
There's no way for Terran to kind of dive in.
But Terran needs to use this as a moment to take a step back.
Take out a couple more of these tanks.
Yes, all he's got to do is just like get rid of all the tanks, and then he can engage.
I think you're safe to try to attack it and hit with everything.
Carriers are so fucking strong.
And that's exactly what he's going to do.
Does he get one?
Yeah.
Oh, he does it. 31
really
HP.
Great time to attack in and just kind of sandwich everything.
Fuck, that sucks.
This looks like an impossible game.
You
for
have
Barracks
to kill the
almost
carriers.
already. It's not 100% over because he did take a 4th base during all of this, but I'm not sure what magic you're going to have to pull off here because Snow with 2 island bases, like those are just invincible, you know, with carriers out, there's just no way Terran can really attack those. And his main frontal attack has already fallen.
Yeah, and you get that one big push, and then you gotta pull back.
And this is where it gets kind of scary.
Look at Snow's income; he's just maxing out.
You can start to just pick things off pretty easily, and there's quite a bit of dragoons. That's about 1 control group of dragoons underneath this. It's funny because
he's gonna have 8 carriers
into this tech right now. Like he basically teched into carriers, dragoons with range, and then slow zealots and stopped. And he's producing off of something like, I think, what is it, 5 gateways?
4, I think.
4, because one was destroyed.
Yeah.
The one at the front of the base.
Killed off there, but yeah, he's like just got enough to kind of.
And he just sits over the cliff, kills all the tanks.
But, we don't see Templars, we don't see.
And he doesn't lose anything.
Even though I think Snow has the money now to probably add that in.
And he's gonna catch more reinforcements.
Do a little bit more than just this same exact move over and over. There are a ton of Goliaths in here. He's picked off the siege tanks pretty well. There's not that many. So he might just want to rely on his ground units a bit more. You know, keep building the carriers, sure.
Oh, did he kill one of them, or did he pull it back?
If there's only 3 or 4 siege tanks and you have some zealots in front, you can fight for a while.
Snow's just capitalizing right now.
Nicely. And you got to remember, the carriers, they can go for this counterattack. Now, this base
this is a nice position spot for Snow.
And so I think even though this is not going to be easy for Snow necessarily, it is a game where it's going to get harder and harder for Barracks the longer it goes on. Remember that Snow still has shuttles. He can still
carriers scale so incredibly insane.
Connected to the landmass on the Protoss side of the map. That's just probably not going to happen here. So I think there's more opportunities for Snow to basically stay alive in this game. Both of these guys have huge, scary armies, very well upgraded, looking really strong, especially Snow on the carrier front. But, you know, Barracks has a lot when it comes to this mech army here, too. I mean, a misplay with the carriers, he could lose him pretty easily. He's just got to keep trying to buy time, basically, Snow does.
I think it's really important to point out as well, Barracks' control of his army has been very, very good. Like, he's keeping it together just right. He's defending the tanks as best he can. He's reinforcing and moving back and forth really, really well. So there's like a lot of things that Barracks is doing nicely here.
And he's targeting the carriers as much as he can.
His bank is building. He's whittling this down. It doesn't feel like Barracks is making progress. It feels like Snow is making progress. He's the one that's building this carrier count.
Yeah, and every couple of minutes, 2 more carriers get added to the stack. So right now it's up to 7, which means 1 was picked off here, unless he somehow got staggered in production. But once you get to like 8 or 9 or 10 or 12, it's really hard to kill, because by then there's so many interceptors coming out and things die so quickly, like you can see here.
He's just instantly killing all the tanks.
Wiped out. And you know, I think he might want to pull back the Zealots a little bit here, but the point is that there's really no way to.
And he did like absolutely no damage. Just waits for the shields to come back, and you're good to go.
Sniped. By the way, Snow's maxed out.
Yeah,
he actually might want to attack in here and sack some of those Zealots.
Does he even have a Citadel? There's no excuse for not having Zealot legs right now. When he's had over 2K bank with extra gas this entire time. Like, just get Zealot legs, man. God.
Well, the thing is, what happens when you've got carriers is you could basically stop doing anything in your base at this point in time. The more time you spend with the carriers, the more damage you get out, the more interceptors you make.
True.
And so it is, especially in games that are this close, where like you know you have the lead. A lot of times you'll see players, and by the way, this isn't like good or an excuse, but they just sort of stop developing. They know they just need to kind of get a little.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay.
Coming in here, though. I don't know how many cannons are at each island location.
And look where the carriers are.
So, I mean,
Oh, they have to move. Oh, this is a force. Oh, see, this is strategic play. Forcing his hand, because the carriers can't defend both the island and the thing.
He can afford more than what he's doing. Like, it's not just about micro and carriers. Get some cannons, get Zealot legs, do these extra things, but Barracks is just being so methodical about this. He's putting out a beautiful game right now.
See, this was a sacrificial play to move his tanks and Goliaths into a better position. But again, his units are going to get intercepted.
Just basically banking up a ton of gas. He's got double cybernetics score, by the way.
He just, by this point, he just has too many carriers.
You know, the longer this game goes on, he's going to have like 3 for carriers. He'll probably eventually get the shields upgrade. And you know, we're at that critical mass where the carriers, even if you kill them off, you're going to kill 1 or 2, and those, you know, 1 or 2 are going to be.
He could build like 4 more Stargates and make like 6 carriers at a time.
Body of water over here that you can fly to. You can basically.
Especially because he didn't destroy the Nexus. I may or may not have found a bot in the Discord server. All right, what's the name? What's the name?
When he clicks down on them, and so there's just. It's impossible for Terran to catch up as far as value goes. GG, game 1 goes to Snow.
Yeah, a couple things. First off, because I know there's going to be people that are wondering about this. Valkyries do not deal splash damage to interceptors. Okay? Just to make that really, really clear, Valkyries do not deal splash damage to interceptors, so that is not a counter for this. But I'm not surprised that Snow took that. It makes a lot of sense the way he played. It's funny because I hadn't thought of it because no one had been doing it in the games I saw, but you're right, going for the carriers quickly made a lot of sense. I mean, that's considered the strongest build in the game is cross-spawn Nexus first into carriers on 2 base. There's no real answer in the Terran arsenal, and we saw Barracks do very well. I think Barracks is playing supremely well so far, but that's a tough map, a tough build, and I have more faith in him after losing that game in that style than I had in him previously.
Well, he played a really good game, but I think he didn't play the map, where Snow really played the map. Even this little maneuver over here, like having the 2 Dragoons and Zealots hit the main.
No, you were talking to a bot if their account is created recently.
Like, wow, you are just so crafty. And I think also then just taking the islands, kind of directly tech it into the carriers, and basically keeping islands that were really close to where he was being pushed.
Don't know.
He was able to both hold off an attack and at the same time protect his islands. And, you know, from there, it's a waiting game. All Protoss has to do is get to that critical mass of carriers. And there's
it would take a fucking miracle.
And frankly,
this push had to win. But he stopped the reinforcements, which was the most important part.
Starport earlier, and even just dropping 4 vultures on an island. You know, that might have actually allowed him to win with a push like this if he just kept Protoss a little bit busier. But instead, he just didn't even acknowledge the island.
Because he scouted, and then he was like, okay, he's not going for the islands. But he never scouted a second time.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest problem.
Hard to do, seriously. They're just so good at whittling you down and slowing you down like this. I think Snow did put out a good game there. So, yeah, that's game number 1 going to Snow. Not a huge surprise, but I think we're in for a treat today, honestly, after watching that game.
Yeah.
We really are.
Put that game away, kids. StarCraft is on. Put that screen down and look at another screen.
Oh, dude, that's a sick whale shark toy he has.
Well, Snow takes the lead, but...
By the way, who flag is Snow's or Minis?
So we gotta see what's going to happen coming up next year, guys. We'll be right back.
What do you mean flag?
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for waiting. We're going to go into Game 2 now. Interesting Game 1. I think both of them approached that map in a pretty interesting way, but I do think Snow's overall game plan was better. I think there's a world where Barracks could have pulled that off had he just engaged with the islands a little bit more.
Maybe.
you know, the island, it is a weakness, or you at least force cannons there, which might make it harder to have enough gateway units back at home. I don't know. I'm still enjoying that map quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
I think it's made for some very interesting games, and I think we need more of those kind of maps, or maybe more of that map specifically in the future here. But now we're going to go back to more of the standard maps, the maps you probably see on ladder, or play on yourself if you're watching from home.
I'm not really good at identifying
Polestar.
people in game.
All right, Polestar, great standard map. Can't wait to see what barracks looks like when there's not islands involved.
Oh, you mean who's who? It's not Snow versus Mini, it's Snow versus Barracks. That's why I was confused. The ones who's the technological race, who had the carriers, who won last game is Snow. And the guy who has, like, the tanks and the Goliath. So that's Protoss, that's Snow, that's Barracks, that's Terran.
Barracks in the bottom right.
And you can see up at the top right,
Snow in the top right.
like, on the screen,
quick
like right up
reminder, guys,
here
if you
on the
haven't already,
screen.
consider
It has the
going to
colors,
patreon.com
so it's
/ShortStories
red,
English and
and then
support
it
our
says
endeavor to keep the history
BY,
of
that's
the greatest,
Barracks,
the
right?
oldest esport alive
And then
forever.
BY Snow.
Thank
So you can see
everyone
which
who has
color,
signed
which
up.
one
You guys
is.
Are the best. You know, we're
So
just,
Snow
we're
is
having
teal
ridiculous
and
ASL seasons.
Barracks is red.
It feels so good to be a part of Starcraft.
And then above the map, on like down
I know
here,
I
like
keep saying it, but like it's
right there
seriously so
on the
true.
map,
Like you were saying,
it's like
when we were
P5
talking
or
earlier,
P1, T5.
you know, the Starcraft
That's their
club just
starting
rebit you
position
again,
on
you've
the
been playing
clock.
stream even, you know?
So 1 o'clock,
Me as well.
5
Yeah,
o'clock.
I mean, I played
See,
more
it says
Starcraft
T5,
on stream in the
P1,
last,
and one's
2
red, one's
months than
teal.
I have in years. Like I'm just, it's the game is in such a good place right now.
It's nice too because it's so old. It doesn't feel like we have to have this kind of.
Shout out
extensive
Tastosis!
conversation. Thank you so much for the shout outs. Appreciate
Nice.
you guys.
Hell yeah.
It doesn't feel like we have to.
Greetings,
have
hey
this kind
country
of
girl,
panic.
how's it going?
Like,
Welcome,
oh, is it gonna be
welcome.
here next year? It's like,
We are
yes,
watching the round
yes,
of
it's
4
the 24th century,
semifinals for
yes, it'll be here for the
StarCraft.
quarter of a century.
This is game 2 between Barracks
so yeah,
and
guys, consider signing up. We
Snow.
love you. We appreciate you. And you know we've got.
But how have you been doing,
no
country
Nexus
girl?
first.
How's
I
your
thought
day?
Snow might just Nexus first every time. But
I also
don't forget to
uploaded all
see
of the
double
beta
racks,
readings
like
that I had
Arcana
onto
Nexus
YouTube,
first.
so if
It's
you want to
finally
go back
coming
and
up
check any of the
ASL.
beta
We
readings,
talked
country
about this
girl,
for
I got them up
seasons.
there.
Yeah.
That, you know, there is a way for Terran to just kill you outright if they know you're going to do this build. So you actually can't do it every game because you can just Marine Rush with 2 racks and win the game.
If I were to have
And then you're
anyone
done,
beta
you know.
read, it would be either
It
you,
was,
Hydra, or
Mini
country
versus
girl.
Rush ASL finals.
Why
I
not
forget which
D-Not?
season that was, but
Yeah,
Mini
fine,
did,
went on a hike
7
today and got
games,
overly
4
sunned.
Nexus first games.
Oof.
That's the most that we've seen.
Brutality.
Nexus first,
It's
is
snowing here,
technically
country
the
girl.
strongest build,
I couldn't
but
imagine
if your
going on a
skill set
hike
is different from that. It's like just because it goes the
mid-October in
strongest doesn't mean it's
Alberta and fucking
necessarily
Canada.
the strongest for you.
It's like
'Cause Snow is
minus
so
10
good
outside.
That if he gets to Reaver
I do
without
not
being
see
dead,
D-Not that much.
you're in trouble.
Ah, I see.
You know?
Fair enough,
So, like,
TLBGs.
the
Fair
thing is,
enough.
The one thing about Nexus First is it adds
What about
more
Fish?
volatility into the early game of
Fish
what
won't
the
even
first
tell me what his
and,
story's about.
like,
No, he's
say,
told me.
the
I just keep
Dragoon
forgetting.
expansion.
What I get to
We'll see
go
if this is even going
to
to be
for
one regular-
hiking
oh,
on the
actually,
half
certainly will
of
because
the
it's a
state
zealot.
that is a
There's zealot
desert.
that's made, there's always a Dragoon or another zealot that comes out
Yup,
next.
sounds about
Probably
right.
Dragoon here now. So Snow's going to go with a little bit more pressure play. This is very safe, but you do not have as many probes when you play like this.
But I do love my hiking. I
But
love
you
my
have
nature.
material on the board.
Today we're drawing trees.
And you know, the reality is that the less common, answer to when you think somebody's going Nexus first for Terran, the less common one is like just double racks in the middle of the map to choose them out. The more common one is Terran also opens up in a very greedy way, and I think that's why we see this build and Nexus first a
Posted
lot
chapter
better.
11. Nice.
Is you have a very different opening where
Also
Terran is
today I
greedy at
made
all.
my own
There's
password
zealots
generator
running
via
across the
Python.
map.
Ooh,
There's
cool
Dragoon out
TLBG.
immediately.
That's sick.
There's just damage that can be dealt, and so it kind of keeps the Terran, I think, in their place from the
Oh,
Protoss'
and there
perspective,
goes
where
the
you've got
SCV.
enough different kinds of threats. You've got econ greed in some games, and in other games you've got exactly what we're going to see here. You know, pressure that really makes you respect the Protoss.
This was
Yeah,
an
I'm both a writer and a
excellent read
programmer.
from Barracks.
Nice.
Like Snow hid his zealot as the SCV was coming up, so that he didn't know the SCV was coming. I mean, that the zealot was coming. And if you go 3 Marine Vulture expand, then the zealot Dragoon can actually screw you up. but he made a fourth, and then when he made a fourth Marine, and then when the SCV was in the main base and the Dragoon immediately left, if the Dragoon immediately leaves, that's because there's a Zealot. And then he added a third depot. It was like perfectly done by Barracks. I really, really like what we've seen here from him. I think he's playing some of the best StarCraft I've seen him play. I know we've only seen him lose a game and open with an expansion in game 2, but like
The reason why I made a password generator is because I'm both a cyber
he is
security
ace
and
right
IT
now.
No,
major.
you're right.
Ah,
It's funny 'cause when you
cool.
frame it like that, I'm like,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
he's only lost, but I mean, he does look good. Really good job by Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pick off that
that's a
vulture.
commitment to try to get that vulture out, to figure out what's going on, and it was killed off. And
So
it's not like Terran is going to lose this bunker, but you can force SCVs to come here and repair. So they're both not mining, and they're losing.
you guys four, you can one shot the tank or two shot the tank. So you just don't want them to get four, and you want to kind of bait them
This is
out.
kind of a scary moment. Now, both the Nexus and the command center are going to finish at about the same time. Terran has to be careful. We saw that attempted shot on the tank. You got to be really careful to not
Yeah.
let them do that to your tank, because if a fourth Dragoon comes down here, and it's about to, you can two-shot a tank.
This was really, really well done by Snow. Like, once you catch that first vulture, you can send all your Dragoons. So,
You don't have to
like,
worry
he's been
anymore.
Forced into siege mode, and Snow from here will probably just make a Nexus while teching. Right?
And I thought,
I
hey,
think
since
you
I'm
just
learning
go for a
programming
pretty
again, why
fast
not program
Nexus by,
something
like,
that'd be
6 minutes,
useful
30
in IT
seconds
or
or so is my
cybersecurity?
guess, but
True.
we'll see what is
Converging your paths, LBGT. You should write. You should write like a hacker government overtake kind of story. You know, the anti-hero we all need who shuts down the government and takes over the world and stops the AI at the center of the
It's a situation
internet.
where you're making Terran just spend so much defending that, yeah, you can easily squeeze out one more base if you're able to get away with it up here. But I'm watching both of these guys closely because this is a
Everyone
situation
loves a good hacker
we
story.
see a lot of times, and I feel like these guys are so on top of their game with how they're going to approach this. It's going to be interesting to see the way it goes down. We've got the first shuttle that's going to come out here. Back at home, you know, it's pretty light. I don't see turrets yet. Was he making an eBay? I might have missed that.
Yeah, he has an eBay. He's already made a missile turret at the front too. Like, you simply you have to when you've committed into siege mode, because there is the very small chance that DT comes and just wins the game. So you make the missile turret, you suck it up, you say, okay.
That is a story I
build
might
that
do, but I
presence,
need to
I
continue
am
writing the sands of
defending,
time
the
at
game
some
goes on.
point. Make my story a modern
And so he's
human
got the two
psychology.
zealots to put in the shuttle.
True.
That's going to meet up with the Reaver.
Remember, ideas never expire.
At
They only
worst, You're
evolve.
just going to force a bunch of turrets. At best, you're going to kill SCVs, maybe tanks or other stuff, and then force a bunch of turrets. And so we can see that shuttle coming in right now. And behind this, Snow's going to take his third base up here at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, definitely wants to get that going. And, you know, I think he's played this actually more carefully than he really needed to. I really think he could have done all of this and skipped a gateway and skipped a goon and gotten that Nexus faster, but that's okay. Drops in now and going to pick off one tank pretty easily. Doesn't lose anything as of yet.
And classic Snow with his
Gets that
Reavers.
kill. It's really important that Barracks basically stalks the... Oh, hold on a second. So he's going to drop right on top of that. Will he get the Reaver out? Oh, kind of miscontrols that. And the Reaver actually pops out. That was really interesting. The Reaver, he had clicked unload on top of the refinery.
Oh man, I've never
About
seen
where
Snow
it's
fuck
gonna
up with
pop out.
Reavers.
It doesn't come out right underneath the shuttle. So it
Second
pops
one is
out
a
to the
guaranteed
left
thing to
of
happen
the
because
refinery,
character-driven
which means it
stories
couldn't
that
be
revolve
picked up
around
again.
psychology
The
are
shuttle
very
also did a
good.
little,
That's
360
pretty much what mine is,
unloading,
TLBG, is the
slightly.
inner
That might
psychology
be
of the
worst
character
Reaver control
and the
we've ever
idea
seen
of
Snow.
him being the chosen one because he's the only human, yet him not being the hero. He's like, but I'm the chosen one. It's like, yeah, you're the chosen one, but you're chosen for the ability to be given knowledge. You're not chosen for the ability to use that knowledge. He has to use that knowledge that Gaia gives him in order to train the people that have the ability to save the world. And even after doing that, he fails and they can't save the world.
I really think he is. If you kill that first Reaver, you got to be feeling pretty good. and it's not a particularly fast third base. Like,
And then on top of that, it's like strategy when it comes to battle.
Up a little bit quicker or something like that, but he's kind of playing middle of the road.
So it's like
I
a thinking book, right?
It's all
about the character's thought inside the character's head. What's going on? In my case, it will be young in psychology because I'm a big Persona fan. Ah, nice. Yeah, we were studying 12 young in
because he's not overmade
personas or whatever the specific word for it is.
It's not possible to unload at a corner with a shuttle without.
And then see where our characters fall into those categories and how much of them they are.
You know, on tanks, on factories,
Huh? What do you mean, huh, Fish? Huh to what? My story being a psychological thing of being inside the character's head, or TLBG's thing, the Arcana?
Now behind this,
is that what it is?
Templar Archives, that is
12 major
Arcana.
Arcana.
Earlier, but we didn't have time to bring it up. Snow was late on mining.
That was the age of Levi, because Levi was all about that.
Gas income was slowed down.
But then he got married, and we haven't seen him since.
Some gas income on shuttle speed, but the point is that
it's saddening.
Have a lot of gas for Storm right away.
That's what happens, guys. Don't get married. You won't be able to come back to the stream.
He doesn't really have the opportunity to tech into that super advanced cool tech like Arbiter or Carrier right
Persona
now.
uses that? Ah, I didn't know that.
Storm and use a speed shuttle in a spare shuttle. Sorry, I use Templars in a spare shuttle to basically drop to try to storm and then run away. And then when he thinks
me married, same Fish.
As quickly as he can, he has to get this push up in position before there's a ton of speed zealots. A little counterattack here from Snow. He's going to go ahead and sack a goon up at the front. Just enough units here to make this very dangerous for Barracks. He's laying a few mines and everything, but this will allow his siege tanks to get to the front of Snow's base.
Now DTs can be
Friends!
as well.
Too ugly to have little patience for nonsense. Have little patience for nonsense.
As long as he can just do it.
Oh, the Reavers are just doing work!
This is exactly what we were talking about.
I think Barracks is fucked.
Of all time, something that looked like it could have been so close has been turned on its head. I thought for a second ago he might have to try to kill the scanner and go for DTs, but Snow is so...
Some of the women come up with a lot of, by default, I only go as far as sharing a bed with them temporarily. Well, you're lucky, Fish. I can't even get that far.
By time, then he doesn't unload it. And look, not even the Vulture counter is not going to do anything.
Barracks was just a little bit too clumped up at that front. Just
in my case, it will be still in the modern world, but it will be about a set of people being guided to realize their potential and accept their shadows.
He's got to handle that well, and he's got to also push at the same time.
Hell yeah.
Those units are out of position. I think his army was big enough technically to take an advantage here, but Snow out-microed him. He kind of out-multitasked him. Barracks didn't focus on the right things.
AKA their repressed turmoil. Sounds about right.
Now Snow's sitting back. He's got
deal with it.
There's still a
little fucking ads. God damn it.
You know, when you're playing against
ads,
units
go away, go away, ads. I did the go away ad stance. Why are ads still here? I did go away ad stance. I did go away ad stance. It's an ads go away dance for the ads to go away.
You know, depending on
we love go away ads. We love go away ads. Go away, go away, go away ads. That's what I say. Go away, go away, go away ads.
The opening for counterattacks.
We don't need you here. We don't want you here. Leave at once. Oh, he was so close.
This one Reaver is actually low enough on HP. I don't think it can
drop just drop it out. Next thing you know, it's like,
power that down really quick. That's what he's going for. The Snow is a bit too fast. I love this counterattack of the Vultures. He needs to lay just a few more mines here, and he should get the Nexus. Or if Snow is slow at all, he'll get the Nexus as well. And it looks like Snow is going to slow down, unfortunately for him. More Vultures coming up. This was just to make sure. But he's going to secure this Nexus kill. And that's huge. That is huge. Like, getting the 4th Nexus with Vultures is... like, this is
yeah, you never kill buildings with Vultures. Vultures are so bad at killing buildings. They do half damage. So they do like 4 damage to fucking buildings.
Yeah. The supply is pretty good for Snow. And the truth is, the third base for Terran, it doesn't have SCVs in it yet. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not even done yet. But it does. The point is that it doesn't have.
Can I ask this,
you know,
TLBG? Is there an iconic
self-government
character
just yet.
in your
I
book
think it's possible
that's
for
not
Snow to
like
try
a
to come in there and
hero?
attack that.
And
But
by
it's a very
iconic, I
it's crazy
mean
'cause you're seeing
like
Snow
a static
expand
character that's
right
like
next to his main
well
base.
developed, but their
So,
character arc
Barracks
is
does a
not
really good job of
like a
keeping the
developmental
Protoss
arc throughout
locked
the
out of
book.
top left.
Meaning they
This is
basically
the sign of a
stay
great
the
Terran.
same
When you can
person
just
the entire
play the
book.
Protoss off of the top left main, you're making it a much tougher game because all the
But they have like a very
is
specific
basically
type
a
of
concentrated
personality,
push that
right?
doesn't get totally wiped out by Psystorm and Reaver shots.
Like usually this is
Oh,
prevalent in
perfect. You got
action,
Templars,
right? Like look at
If you
something
can
like
do that
Rambo,
and
right?
Push up. All you have to do is push into the main. That
See, I told you guys, insane amount of SCV
Oh
kills.
my God. That was an insane shot. That actually really changes things in this game as well. Like, it felt like Barracks was.
Will
taking
there be a
control of the
velvet
game, but
room?
that
I don't know what
really
you mean,
hurts the economy
Fish.
here.
What's a
Just
velvet
lose the
room?
shuttle, so this will get cleaned up. They're really like bruising each other over and over here. You know, Snow taking that closer base. We might see Barracks just try to do like an almost like all-in 3-base push. Just have everything he has just go to the north. Maybe he takes a 4th base over at 3 o'clock or something. But this does there is danger in taking that base, as you pointed out.
I miss Reavers. Reavers would have been so good in StarCraft 2.
And then put gateways there.
Colossus
Kinda
is
depends
cool,
on
but
how many
Reavers.
they've already been forced to make back at home. But when you have gateways coming out of your main,
Everyone
and
hates
coming out of another
disruptors.
main, like the top left or the bottom left, then the Terran can always be surrounded. Because it's pretty impossible for Terran to ever push both mains at once. Like, that's just not really a thing. You're spread too thin. But if you can keep the Protoss stuck in this quadrant in the top right, you can get a maxed out push that just sort of runs
Not
them
swarm
over
hosts?
and then traps them in their base. There's too many tanks with siege mode out there.
Aren't Swarm
All your
Hosts good
gateways
now?
trap
I don't
once
know.
they
When
get
I
out
played, Swarm
of,
Hosts were kind of
the
shit, but I still
natural,
use
and then
them
you
because
just
I love
basically
them.
divide and conquer. You go and take out the rest of the bases. So this is still very possible right now for Barracks.
Do you remember
I
when
hadn't
Swarm
even
hosts
realized
used
that
to
Snow had
not
taken
be
that ball
aerial
left.
units? The
My eyes
swarms
just
weren't
didn't
aerial.
look there.
They
Yeah,
would
the
just
Guardian
come out of the
Two
ground
Gates
and they were
and
like
two cannons
infested
there.
Terran
That's
almost.
crazy. Like, Barracks
And you'd
isn't even
combine
showing that. Like, this shows you guys, we
Infestors
can
with
see the whole
infested
map,
Terran
but Taste Desire,
with
like, looking at the
waves
normal
of
locations that you'll see things happening, and that is not one of them.
Swarm
Like,
hosts.
if Barracks recognizes
Good
it's
times.
there, he can easily push it down.
When you used to be... wait, they removed the ability for you to cast while burrowed for infestors, right? Or is it like you can't cast mind control or like neural parasite, but you can cast
Yeah, and if it's
fuck
not
is it called?
spotted, this is
infested Terran. Jesus.
you know that's going to be possibly how he ends up losing the game. Great Storm, you just take anything. Storming Vultures is completely acceptable.
He
But you need to
snapped
keep
that
that
shuttle
shuttle alive.
He snapped it.
Yeah.
Like, that,
Think it's only
I
neural
think it's got
parasite?
3
Okay.
Templars in it. So that's a big
No,
moment for Barracks.
Moving
I didn't realize
roaches.
at that moment that him
God,
and
when
Joe
you could
could've
burrow
been
and
so
move,
bad
that changed the
because
game so
all you've got is
much.
the Templars right now.
I loved
The point is that
roaches.
the Terran is trying to push out, and they're going to have these pretty concentrated groups of units. And if you can get
But I
a
liked
single
roaches
storm,
when they were
even
1
if you don't
supply,
much
not
at the
2
start,
supply.
You're eventually going to get them weak
You
enough.
just
that they
max
can't do that
out
much.
way too
Now,
fast.
just a
I think they
reaver,
really
can he come
fucked
through
with
here
the
and
supply
oh, that's
numbers
funny.
in
I guess you can
StarCraft 2.
Psystorm the SCV. It'll
I think
stop
Hydras
you
and
from
Roaches should
getting up.
still be 1, but they should be like slightly weaker.
That is a funny
It should,
way to do it, isn't
so
it?
it's like you
Like,
have
if
larger
slow the base
numbers,
down,
right?
That's fantastic. It's really annoying for Terran to have to send another one. In fact, he already had his SCV sent, so they're going to long distance. So I'd definitely say Worth. He still, I don't think, recognizes.
I remember
that
the
Bob was
age
mistaken.
before,
I think Barracks actually thinks he's
um,
winning right now. After all of this, because if I'm looking at
Fuck, what
where
do roaches
I
turn
know the
into? They're not
bases are,
devourers.
which is
What
the
the
top
fuck
right
are they?
quadrant, like, that's weak for Protoss. They need another main, but Snow taking this down here and adding all these gates. One of the hardest things in the world is pushing up a ramp into a main base as Terran, because they
I
just
have no idea.
sidestorm, they run into any tanks.
Nico!
That
Hey,
come up,
how's
there's
it
huge
going,
tanks that go
Nico?
up.
Long time
It
no
becomes
see.
very
How are
messy,
you? Welcome,
very
welcome.
difficult to break, and a lot of Terrans will end up
Have you
losing
been
to Terrans with
writing,
Protoss, 'cause
Nico?
They're overcommitting trying to kill a main base.
This main base that Snow has taken is harder to take, but if you get it, it's actually stronger.
Yeah.
Because Terran can't expand to that location, and it means that top left base.
Yeah?
Protoss
Hell
takes that
yeah.
ability.
No, it'll include
and so the longer that goes undetected, the worse it's going to be.
Philomone and
At this point,
Narlet,
either Barracks needs to clear
Thotap.
bottom left really cleanly,
cut off
or
100
he needs to do
pages.
a massive
Damn,
push to the
Nico.
north that destroys everything up there. Those
Condensed
are like the
it,
two ways to victory here for
dropped
Barracks, and
the
he's all
art,
maxed out now.
changed
So, like,
the
this is
story,
not 100%
or
unrealistic,
just
but definitely
completely
puts Snowy in
rewrote?
the advantage right now.
Or
But
was it
he's
just
got
like in
Sarah
total, the
Max
cut wound up
happened.
being 100 pages? Like throughout the entirety of it.
It does feel pretty scary right now for Barracks, but yeah, with a push, if he can just get
I want
enough
the characters
damage
to
done,
discover
his
themselves.
army is going to be stronger. The side storms, by the way, aren't that great. He's getting like a tank, a couple vultures.
That's
here.
the way to do it, TLBG, because people love characters.
But it's going to be going
Characters are what they fall in
He's
love with.
unsieged, he's moving out. The next couple storms are going to be extremely
No,
important.
just the half.
Also remember,
I cut it
there's
off
gateways down here in
for
that bottom left location. You do have a
rescribe
point
it.
to counterattack or surround. Both
That's
are
why
going
I
to be
decided, Nico, as soon as I wrote chapter 1, I was like,
Right
nope,
now,
I'm
this
not good
push
enough.
forward is
I'm
very strong.
gonna spend a
Zach
year and a
controlling
half to
really
2
well.
years
Absolutely
increasing my
takes
skills,
it,
see where
but
I
not
am,
too
and then
slow
I'm gonna
because
see
you
where
can't
the book,
spread
what
every
the book
single siege
becomes,
tank. There are gonna have to
and I'm
be
gonna
some
write that.
RSI stormable.
And I think
Moving
it's
forward
gonna be
here,
a billion
his
times
movement
better
really,
because I
really
did
strong. You
that.
want to make sure the vultures don't get stormed.
But I had
A
to
lot of
write the
people
first
just think about the
chapter,
tanks 'cause they're
just
kind
to
of
see what it
stationary
was.
and
Persona
everything, but
powers will be
storming
a
the
reward.
vultures is oftentimes how
Ah.
this goes wrong, where you just don't have enough meat in front of your army.
That's kind of like,
Is being
in
just
my book,
perfect with that
TLBG,
vulture
there's something called titling.
He's got a ton
And when a
of shots
character
here.
pushes their
There's
limits
enough Goliaths
and
out. You
basically
can't just
like
dive
has
on
a
this, but that is another
near-death
great way to
experience
try to
and
pull
is
it off,
touched
especially
by
when the focus
Gaia,
is low.
Gaia
Because you just
unlocks a
unload
part
all
of their
the
soul
zealots
and gives
and
them
members
some
on
sort
top
of like
of the army,
ultimate
and a lot of times
fucking
splash damage is pretty
ability.
punishing. Another great
So like the
storm.
greatest of
All
the
you have to do
great
is basically
adventurers
hold
that have
off.
been
It's a
set
real
through their
balance here for the
trials
Protoss. You have to
have
confidence
titles.
outside, of-
And
of
it's kind of
the
like
base,
a
basically,
almost
and then enough units rallied out
forbidden
of the gateways to
taboo
keep surrounding this.
in the
The
fact
whole
of,
game is
because
to
you
not
have to
be possible.
basically have a near-death experience or
And
some
dude,
sort of
Barracks can
extremely
still
traumatic
win.
thing
This army
happen.
is so scary.
And people were trying to simulate those to try and
Yeah,
fake get
there's
titles.
definitely potential. He's taking that 3 o'clock base.
So it became
There
this
is a
huge
counterattack
thing. So
from
there's,
Snowy
like,
into the 6 o'clock base here, which this is a real problem.
You know,
this is where
ex-adventurers that, like, you know, they spent basically their entire life getting a title, and then they get a title and they become evil, because Gaia doesn't care about good and evil and taking sides. She only cares about people that, you know,
Yeah, and taking out the
she
6
wants
o'clock
to
base
help.
is huge.
because she knows at the end of the day that's what she wants, right? Struggle, strife, and terror, and that's where you get the idea that Gaia doesn't play sides in a way, because she's giving evil people these, like, epic fucking powers. Because she's just following explain titles. Ultimate moves. Okay, I'll pull up a title, for instance, here. I'll explain one of the characters' titles. Character compendium. Okay, so we have Husai Sudi, who's the Adventurers Guild Master. He's an octopi. He's a warrior and a dark knight. He's the seeker of truth. I don't think I have a description for that one. Huh. Did I not save them? Or is it in a different file? Because I had, like, the full descriptions of the titles. But, for instance, like, the... Wait, hold on. Can I see if, like, Aetharg's on there? Yeah, okay, yeah, it's for some reason, I guess it's not in that version.
Depending upon your personality. So, for instance, with the main character, he is the seeker of truth. His title allows him to see the fate of other people and the truth about the world. So he could go and basically communicate with Gaia and gain information through interrogation, essentially. No, titles are ultimate moves. Titles are think of the that ultimate power that the character gains when they're pushed to the brink and they unlock that their fucking third eye, And it's like, oh, now I have this ultimate fucking power that I can use. For instance, one of the characters is Aetharg's is very specific to him being a leader. His is to reset the cooldown of other people's titles. But the cooldown for his ability is 10 years. The Time Mage character can go back in time 1 minute, but the cooldown for it is 1 year. Another one of the characters can basically freeze all consciousness, and since every aspect of reality has consciousness, including time, through stopping consciousness, they can stop the perception of time for a limited period within an area. One of the healers can basically revive the dead and bring everyone fully back to almost like a completely revived state, almost as if turning back time, kind of like Orihime. One of the characters, for instance, they're a black mage, so it's combining all of the elements together into an omni ray that does it's a self skill chaining weapon skill magic burst. This way the magic system works is you basically infuse a physical object with magical essence of a certain kind, let's say earth, and for a limited time, while that's infused with it, whatever it comes into contact with in the air will open a fissure between the soulscape where magic comes from and consciousness exists. And then if you use an opposing element, such as from thunder is earth, or earth is thunder, you can either seal it instantly with its opposing, or with its weakness, which would be water, you can open it into a rift, from a fissure to a rift. And when a rift opens, if you use magic on the rift, it'll close the rift and do extra damage, essentially. So it's you have a couple of melees that go around and open rifts and fissures, and then you have a ton of mages in the back that all cast their spells at the same time and collapse all the fissures and multiply the amount of damage. So the more mechanics of battle you use for tactics, the more multiplicative damage output you can do. And that's how the damage scale can get so out of hand, by adding all of these elements together to just make insane fucking retarded, world-ending damage, right? And each character knows and is bestowed the knowledge of their title when they have this event. So they'll kind of wake up if they survive it, right? Then they'll have the title and they'll know exactly what it is. And the cooldown on it and stuff like that, right? But then there's the things, some people will hide what their title is, lie what their title is, stuff like that, right? So the title is basically
my idea of an ultimate move, and I thought it would be dumb to call them ultimate, so I thought calling them titles and literally having them like an RPG title, like you've been given a title by Gaia. And this is another thing that works into consciousness, is because once you obtain that title, everyone else in the world knows that you have that title. So you can't just fake it and say, oh, I have a title. Because Gaia bestows the knowledge to everyone on an instinctual level. But you have to tell them. So they won't see the title until you tell them, but as soon as you tell them you have a title, they will never not know that you have a title. So people can keep it secret, and then, the main character, basically. Like, he keeps his title secret from everyone until that one main point in time when he has to title. Everyone's like, wait, you have a title? And he's like, yeah, but it's not, like, what you think, right? Because his title is when he takes everyone into the soulscape and kind of shows them Gaia at the beginning of the second chapter, after everyone gets fucked. Slime reincarnation? You mean reincarnated as a slime? Kind of like a voice in your head. It's on an instinctual level. It's like you just know, right? It's like you just know. You can't explain it. You just know. And that's an emphasis on how magic and consciousness works and how everything is. But, like, if you're talking about, like, Rimuru, he doesn't just know. He's, like, told things by the sage in his head. Or do you just mean the fact that the sage just knows things? The actual voice in his head. Rimuru gave titles out in the first episodes. But, I will say this, Fish. The reason for that is because the power of names and the power of connection is where that magic of evolution of the beast, like, kin comes from. So it's not that it's simply Rimuru giving titles. It's the fact that the power of names is like an actual magic. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like within its own system, right? And you could just bestow at will to that. So I see what you're saying with that, but I think that has to do more with an innate magic of the world than it does with titles actually instilling an ultimate move on a character. At least that's my interpretation of it. And I fucking love Reincarnated as a Slime. That's what got me watching Isekais, and then I watched Overlord, and I was like, oh my god. Okay, Isekais can be good. But anyways, back to the game. Back to the game. Anytime I talk about my novel, I have to, like, stop, pause everything.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Like, this push has done so well, just stopping the reinforcements from top right. But he's got, like, 8 gates in the bottom left. So he's producing a huge amount of his army out of there. And that's going to be hard to hold on to.
Seems like Snow could just counterattack now, hitting the third or even the second base. Yeah, I mean, there's just not that much here. And he's going to spill down into this position. And remember, oh my
God, here we go!
Fever drop's insane. Oh.
Yeah, Barracks is fucked. Barracks is fucked.
So perfect.
Man, he is just dismantling the entire economy of Barracks right now. He's going to lose this.
He's literally going to be down to 2 bases.
With the Reavers at it, I mean, I don't know.
And he's mined out. Oh my god, he's mined out. Look at his minerals. Yeah, Barracks is dead.
Are pushing down a lot of nexuses. He's killed 2. He's about to kill a 3rd. And I think he'll even kill that.
Snow still has 4 bases, even if he kills the one that he's killing right now. And Barracks is not mining. He can't even build another command center.
I mean, how many SCVs must this guy have right now? It feels like he must have, like, I don't know, 15 or 20.
This is so bad.
Less. Now, there's this big battering ram of Terra units that you have to respect still. These units could win a fight versus what Snow has, depending on the Reaver shots and the Psy Storms that are fired. And that's why now Snow is devoting his attention to slowly surrounding the army itself. He knows that he's knocked Terran off into... I mean, Terran's in the Stone Age, economically.
Yeah.
So now the only thing Terran has is this army that's kind of marooned out on the middle of the map.
He needs to pull that back.
They don't really have a way to get home.
Yeah, he has to pull it back. Like, the thing is, it's also important to keep a containment up at the main, because if he can join his entire army together, that's going to spell defeat, you know, for Barracks. But look at this. Like, he's not really moving. I feel like he hasn't maybe identified what's going on still. Like, is he... I feel like leaving that army up there is confusion or something.
I mean, he must know by now. I don't know
right?
if we're going to get to see in, like, an instant replay if there's a scan here, but, like, you have to know at this point in time.
Yeah. There's
that the bottom left is taken, right?
Can read chapter 3 tomorrow. I'll be hopping off. All right, no worries. CLBG sounds good. Have a good night, good sir. Thanks for hanging out and coming by. Always a good time.
I mean, I know Protoss can be scary and Snow can be scary, but like, he must have seen it by now. He must know it's there. It's just okay. He's brought the army down. He's going to retake this third base. I think he does have enough army to technically hold it. But if you look at the supply, his SCVs.
You want to read the next chapter?
Supply against 150.
I would like to, Nico. Yes.
Well, he's going to take out the 2 Reavers, but not without some nice shots from those Scarabs connecting onto that. I think Barracks is dead.
Yeah.
Now, funnily enough, Snow is not mining gas, which goes to show you what a crazy game this is. He's got the bottom left, but never took the 2 gases.
Okay, I guess it's not fair to like read someone else's, because I already told TLBG that I was like waiting until Starcraft was over. So like I'll read it, Nico, but we've still got another hour and a half ish of this. So if you don't want to wait, that's totally, you know, I don't fault you for that. It's understandable. Just, but I've been waiting forever for this.
Really well, even though he lost his 5 factory push.
And that's kind of what happens, is like someone will come in who hasn't been in here in forever, and it's literally, there are 2 days in the last 21 days that StarCraft is on. And of course, you know, you pop in on the day that there's StarCraft. In an hour and a half. Yeah, about 95 minutes. Then we'll be going into beta reading.
When you just see somebody who loses a little bit of map awareness, and that's how they lose.
So if you want to come back in an hour and a half, absolutely feel free.
Low level. You've all had that moment where you scan or you scout and you go, oh, how long has he had that? And, you know, all he needed was 1 Vulture.
Sounds good, Nico. Thanks for stopping in.
And you'd have a butterfly effect moment. So look at this. Here comes the push. Now, this was where I think the game, if the Terran played a little bit better, could have ended it.
Yes.
But what happened was this counterattack at the bottom hit. And, I mean, this is, by the way, very tough for both sides. This is kind of a crazy moment because both sides have to play pretty perfectly. And you can see, if these Dragoons can get up into the main, they can sit on top of the factories and kill everything that's going to come out. The bunker's empty, by the way. And so what does he do? He runs up and he sieges everything like this. And this is where
boom,
Snow sinks his fangs in.
Boom, 3 down, and then another 3.
Some perfectly juicy targets right here in the middle, and as long as I've got a Reaver or 2, I can
see if he hadn't clumped them like that, it wouldn't have, and he had targeted the Reaver.
The siege tanks on the high ground to protect his main. He also lost the push. Now, even then, I think he still could have won.
Yeah,
but you got to scout those hidden bases, and I guess we're never going to know in that.
This might be a 4-0, even though it's going to be another hour and a half.
Found, but I think there were at least 8 gateways that were made over there before he knew what was happening.
For sure, for sure. I mean, another good win there from Snow. Barracks definitely on the back foot here with a 0-2 to open, but he is playing very, very well. Okay, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, set 3 on Dominator.
This is just a giveaway.
Spread out a little bit more. And then he just basically hyper-focused, almost tunnel vision onto the top left when he wasn't checking the bottom left. Because any good product is going to be kind of slippery in games like that. They're just going to try
If he had known and taken that out and scouted the bottom left, it would have been a completely different game.
Base up somewhere, the Terran is going to be stuck in their quadrant, and they can probably win the game. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Wow. I'm super pleased with these two games so far tonight, and I really hope that Barracks starts taking some games, because, like,
yeah, this would suck
I
to be a
could see Snow
4-0.
with how well he's playing. Like maybe he 4-0s or 4-1s or something, but that won't really tell the story of this. I really want to see like 6-7 games here tonight with the quality of play we're seeing out of Barracks so far. I hope he doesn't mentally fall apart here. But honestly, I think he's mentally very strong. That's the way it seems to me. I never see Barracks play a game where I'm like, oh, he choked. You know, in fact, I feel like we've seen more choking tonight from Snow than from Barracks, if that makes sense.
I was going to bring this up. No, I think you're right. You know, it's weird. We saw the game where he never got the Citadel, and he had a lot of money banked up. And I mean, look, he still won. It's fine. But, like, even in game 2, he had the bottom left main.
Read what?
Gas for minutes.
Read Nico's story. Nico was before your time, Fish. Nico came in like a month and a half ago-ish, and we read a little bit of their story.
But it is weird to see 2 games in a row from a player like Snow, so he might be a little bit shaky here as well.
Well, looks pretty focused right now, thinking about this next map for sure.
Well, he's halfway there.
True.
Barracks does look strong. These have been hard-fought wins. And, you know, if Barracks makes a couple of adjustments, I think he can be, you know, viable. I think he can win. Yeah. Yeah. I think game 1 was almost winnable for him, even though it's like the hardest thing, basically. In game 2, like, shit really went wrong, and he almost came back and took it anywhere. Like, if he had just had a Vulture in the bottom left, or if Snow, his counterattack and defense of the push wasn't quite as beautiful as it was, anything happens there.
Yeah.
So we're going to go.
The games have been so close.
This will be a fun one with Snow.
This is going to be interesting. Starting out on low ground and fighting to take your high ground. Let's see what happens, guys. Right now, Snow with a 2-0 lead in this best of 7. Can Barracks pull it back, or is Snow going to keep getting closer and closer to going on to the Season 20 finals?
All right.
We have Barracks here in the center right and Snow here in the bottom left.
Okay. Okay, so the thing I was thinking most in my mind, first off on Dominator, because this is a 3-player map and it's rotationally symmetric, was if we want Barracks to win, we don't want Snow behind him, and Snow is not behind him. And then the next thing I was thinking was, like, if Barracks gets bottom left, that's going to be the best case scenario. But, you know, this is, the main thing is, oh, thank you. We love you too, Joe. Or wait, no, well, I guess he's saying hi to Joe, but Joe's great.
We also
as well.
love Joe.
Yeah, Joe's amazing. You guy holding the sign, you really know. Us and Joe, man, we're
Snow face with the long nose. That's the meme of Snow.
Yeah.
So
kids.
These kids don't pay attention. They're gonna miss out on the build orders, man. They're never
Oh my God. Like,
they gotta be preparing, man. If they don't start young, they ain't making it to the ASL in 25 years.
Make that more clear, right? Like, let's say that's where Barracks is. You look at where Barracks is. If Snow is at top left, and he's like posturing towards Barracks, then it's harder to take the mineral base, and there's also the potential of like a frontal attack, but also shuttles going in the back really easily. Whereas in these positions, yeah, there's the chance of the frontal attack, but the mineral base is very easy to take, and that extends your defense to the north, which blocks shuttle play into the back of your base. It's like you have to go so far around to get shuttles back there. It's just a lot harder for Protoss to abuse Terran when they're not behind them on Dominator.
Yeah, being in low ground means
3-player maps are
like
like the weirdest maps because they're not asymmetrical.
Drops are scary.
So they have to be very
careful with how they
and that could definitely be
design
exploited here.
the
And I would imagine
naturals
every
and
game
the
that we have, we're probably
expansions,
gonna see Reavers here,
so that, you know, abuse at certain
he doesn't have to
angles
do that.
isn't,
He
like,
can win without him, but
over
he's so good with
prioritized.
Reavers that it just makes sense for him to
It's
get.
the worst thing
Yeah,
about
it wouldn't
you.
make
The
sense
worst
for
thing
them
about
to.
me is
I
my
mean,
temper.
they're so good anyways. They're just such a staple nowadays. Everyone uses Reavers like all the time. It's pretty rare to see anyone without. Like, I still get
100%
surprised
my
when people
temper.
just open like
Not even
two-base
fucking
arbiter or
close.
something, even though it's a good build. Which is actually funny because Bisu's one of the only guys that really uses that at top level still, and we might end up seeing that if Barracks can pull the upset. But yeah, you know.
What about you,
Snow's
Fish?
done more to
What's
shape
your,
the cause for
what's the
Snare
worst thing about
metagame
you?
than anyone else for the last like 4 years.
Well, watching what he does with Reavers, it was so weird, you know, I think for you and for me, Artosis, because we spent all of StarCraft just doing StarCraft, right, for StarCraft 1. And then StarCraft 2 came out, and we just switched right into StarCraft 2. And, of course, eventually ASL up, and Blizzard did begin to work on StarCraft Remastered. But I remember returning and being
I
a
would
little
have
bit
said
blown
you
away by what
playing
people were doing with Reavers,
and
because
trolling too much.
a lot of times in the past, the Reaver was sort of like this harassed unit.
What do you mean me
and, like,
trolling
sure,
and
with
playing?
it
Playing
too, but
what and
mainly
trolling
you remember
who?
these units for like crazy drops.
And trolling
like,
is
oh,
just
no,
my
there's no
personality
progression,
because
now let's see how
I
many
think it's
kills this will
funny.
get. But Snow and other Protosses got so good at fighting with the Reaver, with their army.
It also
like
like
you saw in the
presses you
last
to
game,
use your
that
imagination.
It totally changes the way that you would
Stretch
look
those
to fight
brain
ahead of time
muscles.
and know if you can go in or not.
I have to mention that this is the greediest opener I've ever seen from Barracks, basically. He went one Marine, Vulture. He saw the Goon come out, and he still took up forever to start another Marine. This is an exacting defense. This is... Okay, so... One of the ways,
That was close.
like a big flash
It's
fingerprint
kinda
is if
scary.
he scouts Protoss first and no Zealots made, he goes bunker with one Marine into his command center. Like, that is just flash standard. Barracks didn't even make the bunker.
It's crazy.
Which is like, wow. Like, this is... I mean, obviously you can see he's done it totally fine. He's completely fine. There's no issue here. This was like the highest level of optimization of early defense that you can see, literally.
It does make you think Flash might have played a role here.
Yeah.
Just having the absolute bare minimum to defend.
When your success is
like,
attributed to
Morris teased out
Flash.
earlier, all these actions build off of each other.
Oh, if he wins the
Now,
championship,
Snow is
everyone will
being
just say it's
trained,
Flash's
I think, a
12th
lot later than normal
championship.
Here, by the way. And actually, I think it. Well, never mind. It just finished, so it actually must not been.
Oh, okay.
I know. I thought he had gotten it much later. I thought for a second he might have gone Robo before Dragoon range, but never mind. So it's going to be 2 gates with a 3rd Nexus coming up, and I mean there are technically builds where you go for 1 gateway and take 3 bases, but I don't find them to be viable in tournaments of this caliber because people are just so.
So
good at
predictions,
fighting. It's
Fish. Who
so
do you think's
greedy,
gonna win?
that it's almost like.
And you didn't answer the
So he's
question.
gonna have 2 gates. But
What's
if
the
we're gonna be
worst thing
coupled-
about you?
hold on a
Not what
second,
you
we
think
have
is
the
the
push
worst thing
coming up,
about me,
and it's
but
gonna
what's
be
the
only
worst
3
thing
Dragoons
about you?
remaining. He is going to drive this away. By the way, that 3rd Nexus didn't start.
Ooh, this is a really interesting position that they're in right now. Like, he's already picked off a Goon. He lost a Vulture. He's got a couple well-placed mines, and he pulls back. But oh, chills. 3rd factory tasteless before eBay. This is super rare. Really rare to see a 3rd factory at
Does
this time.
what I think
like,
matter?
You can't afford armory.
No,
You're gonna
I'm just
be
interested to
you're
know,
skipping
Fish.
on everything. Like, this
If
is
you're not
all about
comfortable
just producing
saying,
raw units,
then
and he's
just
gonna try
don't
to
say
punish Snow
anything.
right away.
Yeah, well, Snow didn't get his 3rd base up immediately, and so he's been slowed down. And Terran didn't really lose a lot. Like, the 4 Marines, the tank, they're all headed back. And so, basically, he got his first jab in there. By the way, the block should be
the
perfect.
pylon
That
finished
should
like
be an
just in
overextension there
time.
from Barracks. But before that, I mean, it was basically a perfect game from Barracks. He shut down a quick expand and got away. But, yeah, the 3rd factory means he can try to come out here for another attack.
Wow.
And try to hit really
Well,
hard.
I could ask the
And
same
I don't know how
question,
safe this
Fish.
is, because
Why
it's gonna be
does
shuttle
it
reverse.
matter what
I
I
could be wrong,
think?
but I'm guessing that shuttle speed is being upgraded here. Snow gets that pretty much every time.
Right? Like,
I really can't think of games where I see him go for Shuttle Reaver, unless it's a weird cheese. And
why
then
do you
not
care
have
what
that,
I think? Well, I care what you
because
think.
shuttles with speed are just so much better, and Snow is the best at controlling these
So,
units in the history of the game. But it's going to be 2 base versus 2 base.
I think it's kind of funny that you think my worst trait is trolling.
There is not a third base
Because I love trolling. Trolling is like the essence of my being.
He's kind of pushing these goons back. He's going to run a single
Because I'm asking about you.
And that's going to be a little bit annoying. This is going to be
but that's only a one-sided conversation,
Like,
Fish.
this is such an aggressive opener from Barracks. We normally don't see him play quite this aggressively. He's got a decent little army here, but you have to be really careful against the Reaver.
I'm just asking.
Okay, so this position is rough right now.
Reaver!
But the angle that the Reaver gets that shot off, this could save the day. So what Snow was able to do is he was able to actually force his Dragoons out of the wall in here. So he's got this out. He needs to try to snipe the tank.
Ooh.
He's going to take that tank out. Things are falling apart here for Barracks. And a very late third base is going to be started here for Snow.
Yeah, there's still some potential, I think, because he's got way more units than what Snow's used to dealing with here. He was trying to get a missile turret up. It doesn't look like that'll work, but the Dragoon count is really low. So, like, you don't even necessarily need to be sieged everywhere. You have to be really careful with your micro, though. If he's getting free Reaver shots, you're going to be in trouble. Ooh, very good shot there.
Oh, I just don't know that Barracks has enough. It just seems like things are thinning
The
out.
Reaver, Snow's
The 3
Reavers are just
factories
too
reinforcing
good.
pretty nicely here. It is 3 factories to 2 gateways, by the way. Obviously, the Robo is probably producing Reavers
Man, it didn't.
over and over and over.
If
here,
he had
so
gotten
he's
those
kind of
mines
reinforced that.
down,
The problem is he's not able to deny the third base or push really into the second base. In fact, I think he's too close. I can't
Yeah.
believe he got that close with that tank. That was insane.
yeah.
Oh my God. And you can see it's still, like, Barracks is putting together, like, a better aggression than you would imagine in this position. Like, the supplies are still relatively close. It feels like Snow is holding, though. Like, he's not taking any probe damage. His gateway count's going up. His third nexus finished. So, like, as soon as this stabilizes, his economy's going to run away from where Barracks is at.
So, you know, is this really as bad for Barracks as it looks like? Because, you know, he
Why aren't
does
there
have a
books
third base,
with
he's throwing down more factories, so he's not gonna try to
misanthropic
expand.
main
Instead, he's gonna try to just
characters?
kind
What
of
do you mean by
work through
misanthropic?
damage. And again, this is against a player like Snow who's
You mean like
good
bad?
at shutting down anything that goes too hard at him. You know, with the Reaver control, by the way, perfect timing here to get that third pylon up there.
Oh,
But
like
yeah, this just looks pretty dire right now for Barracks.
a loner? Look at
I think the
look
actual,
at,
like, evaluation of
solo
where he's at right
leveling.
now has
I know it's
less
not
to
a
do with
book,
SCV count.
but,
Like, if he
like,
has, like,
look at
55 SCVs right now, I
Sword
think
Art
he's actually
Online. I
fine.
know it's an anime,
And it
but
looks
still.
like he does.
I'm
Like,
sure there
looking at
are.
his mineral lines, I think he kept his SCV production up, because if you're, like, kind of going a little bit more all-in-ish,
Writer with a
down
lack
into
of grade school
mid-40s of SCVs,
vocabulary.
like, that's going to be a terrible spot to try to come back. But if you're already almost on 3 base SCV, he's adding these additional factories. He kept the Reaver off him long enough that he's added missile turrets now. I actually think Barracks is okay. It's not like it did. The opener didn't do what he wanted.
Didn't we
He
discuss
wanted to just get a
literacy
kill,
last
like, he
night?
wanted to
Yes,
break
we
through
did.
the
We
goons
discussed
in front and get a bunch of
degeneracy in
probes and, like, just
literacy
have a
and
hugely
how
advantaged
sex
position,
sells.
But he slowed Snow down quite a bit, right? Like, this third base didn't get mining for a long time. You're actually, as a Terran player, like, that's kind of what you're looking for. Oh, the mine hits the Reaver. Crazy.
And he got it.
Yeah, that backfired. I'll tell you what, that's a pretty big deal when you have something like 7 factories producing and you are ready to come out swinging on the map. Keeping that shuttle and Reaver alive would have been a better move. I mean, how could he have known, though? He dropped the Zealot first and the Reaver was like a hex over and eats the mine shot. So there's still 3 Reavers. You've got to imagine there's a shuttle being produced right now.
The redhead?
But it should be time to move out here for Barracks pretty soon.
Give me that crap.
Barracks is, like, I gotta say again, like, I am so unfathomably
I'm not
impressed by this
Cali.
guy. I can't even explain to you how good his fundamentals are looking here. He's opened 3 games completely.
I don't know what
different.
you
Super
mean,
green
Fish.
game
I'm trying to
1,
think.
super
Redhead.
defense
Redhead
game
in
2,
what?
Super aggressive game 3.
I'm like, what
this
anime did I
build
talk
that he
about?
did,
Where's
I've
a
only seen
redhead?
4GG, Speed, and Ample do it.
I'm
and
so
those are
confused.
the 3 most aggressive Terran players in the world at the pro level. Like, no one normally uses these 3 fact openers. They're nuts. But he actually did an okay job with it. He's transitioning out well. Look at the supply. 137, 151. That's pretty good. Like, as a Terran player,
Anyways,
you're like,
why
I like those
aren't
numbers.
there
All right.
any?
You know, that's totally fine for 12
I'm
minutes.
sure there are.
And he's going to just chain these tanks together, leapfrogging them. Zealot speed's not done. You really
But
need
it's
Zealot
usually just
speed
not a
to
very
topple
relatable
a
character,
two-base
not
Terran
very
who's been going,
likable character.
powering up for this
A
long.
very,
And it
you
seems
know,
like he's just going to go. This could be really bad.
I don't know, look it up.
Slow Zealots are so
Dude, it's
painfully slow.
literature.
Looks
There
like
has
he
to
just
be a
barely
book out
finishes.
there
They're gonna
that
keep
has like
spilling
a
forward, but
character
there's so
that
many
hates
vultures
Look
behind
at how
him.
many
like
units he's got. It's insane.
everything. Hates
He's
life.
delivering so well during
It's
these
like
pushes,
literally like a
and you have to
depression
actually
fest of
control
them
and
being
focus
like,
fire and pull vultures
you know,
back
not
into
having the
tanks,
guts to
but
kill
he's
themselves,
macroing
but
like
kind of
crazy. He
wanting
started his
to.
third command center at the
Like that's
beginning of this
imagine.
push,
I
so
imagine
even
where
if
that
this
that
push,
story
like,
would go.
Even if he has to turn around, as long as he doesn't lose all of his tanks, he's got
Either that or like being turned around by something, like a story where you lose all hope and everything. Like,
he
like
takes
what do
out
you
that,
consider that? Like a story of a you lose all hope, like you lose your wife, and then you know you get a dog and fall in love with the dog. Like, what do you want the transition of the story to be, right? Do you want the character to remain misanthropic and like hateful and spiteful and like clean to themselves and like you know they go to work, go home, go to work, go home. They just don't talk to anyone, don't ever do anything, never make anything out of their life, and just remain static.
So with 2
like,
shuttles at play here,
I don't know.
looks like he wants to poke in with 1 zealot and just see what he can find. Again,
Their
great
resilience against
Takes
fighting
out another
against the
Reaver.
system.
Meanwhile, he's gonna.
That's what you get.
Snow is,
Snow is falling apart.
I think Barracks is throwing
Sounds
for a
like the
little
Dream
bit of a lead.
Man.
Like it's definitely not just Snow being off. Like
Oh, you mean
Barracks
Dream
is
Life?
Truly, guys, playing like
Fish?
God mode. This is the best games that I've ever seen Barracks play. But
Oh,
like,
and there's the
Snow is
DT.
losing these shuttles. He's losing Reavers more often than we normally see. Look at, I'm surprised Barracks is actually pushing this hard right now, but you know what? He's kept so much pressure on Snow. I think he's got a good feel on how many units are actually here.
Obviously.
He doesn't have scan. Okay, he's got a scan. Just was a little bit slow on it. I think that Barracks wins here.
I think you're right.
Another Reaver comes out. You know, he just hemorrhaged a couple too many Reavers. Oh my God, there's 2 more Reavers behind that.
He has so many Reavers.
Getting a bad read. Yeah, he's got way more Reavers than I thought. Why are these Reavers not helping with holding the push? This is insane.
Well, I think he lost too many shuttles or something. I'm not even sure. Look at this. He drops out for some Psy storms. 2 of the high temperatures get picked off. A couple storms go out, but not that good of storms, really. The spread push is still coming in. Barracks is macroing so fast behind this. Like, he has been sitting at 390 APM nonstop in this game. He is such a fast player, which I don't think he gets enough credit for just how fast he truly is. Because the fact that he is setting up this push and microing this well, and we keep the amount of units we see coming out is insane. It's like you're watching light or flash play. It's just like he's got as many units as you can have. And that
He's almost
makes it hard.
maxed out.
Anytime anyone has as many units as you can have, that's when you get players like Light, Flash, Best, these guys, where it's like, well, shit, how do I even stop this? You know? And that's what it looks like here.
Oh, another shuttle goes down. At this point in time, it feels like Barracks is just having to make more shuttles than Reavers or Observers here. It's just, you know, trying to get the next shuttle.
Here
into
comes the
group.
counterattack.
To do something to hold this off. Now, Snow's going to come in here with a counterattack and basically try to get in between the reinforcements. I don't know if this is enough, by the way, to make this work.
I don't think so.
Okay, so yeah.
Got another DT coming out.
That feels like that could just get pushed by the next reinforcements and run over.
Yeah, yeah. Look at this. He lays some mines behind in case it tries to flank. I love it as well. But yeah, I think he can basically take his reinforcements and probably clear that army, and that becomes an even worse position for Snow. Now, Snow does have his 4th base mining. He's
just had to kill every single
there's
mine.
Plenty of units to block it. And Snow's army does not look that scary. I mean, it's not terrible. He's got some Reavers in there. He's got some Psy storms and everything. But It's not that big. It's not that well positioned.
Oh my God! Look at this 1DT up on the side. He might be able to take a tank out. This is going to get sandwiched over here.
Ooh.
Turns out to be a really good mine hit, by the way.
Yeah, that DT.
And, you know, these Reavers, the Reavers are still getting a lot of value here. I mean, if you can just target down the Vultures, you're going to get...
Ooh.
I mean, that's actually pretty crazy. One more shot, maybe? Yeah. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that was really good. A couple of moments there for Snow to kind of bring his army back into the fray of things. Another High Templar gets dropped out there, or killed rather, by the Vultures. The DTs are actually doing a really good job. I feel like I'm watching mini play with how many random units are getting sniped by these.
And what Snow wants to do again is maybe get in between the armies here. And you know, I'll tell you what. Snow's at 158 supply. Barracks is at 144. They're pretty close. That could go either way depending on mine hits or storms or scarab hits.
Ooh, I think Snow should have died to the left there. He's hemorrhaging a little bit. It wasn't that siege tank heavy. It was mostly Vultures, but now Barracks just basically brings his reinforcements as well. Snow is trying to take a 5th base up to the top. Excuse me, but I think Barracks here, like what he needs to do is take a 4th, and if he gets all of his army together, I think he can make like a killing move into the natural. But all of his units need to come up together.
The problem, remember, is that if he gets contained here, all of his gateways are on the low ground in that main. And that might be all that Barracks needs to pull this off. And he's finally, after almost controlling this really early on, has finally pushed his way all the way back over here. Snow is barely hanging on, running out of oxygen. At the same time, it's just a 3-base Terran. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He started his 4th. That could be attacked. It's a completely naked expansion.
And it looks like that is what Snow's going to do. This is actually a really clutch moment for Snow, because he has slowed this push a lot. He is getting another Nexus up, and his probes are going. Doesn't look like Barracks has any counterplay there. But he's going to cancel that 4th. And that 4th is really important. The main base is mined out for Barracks, and his natural has to be low. I don't know exactly where it's at, but it has to be low, and you really do need 2 mining bases as Terran.
So Snow is just going to try to hold on for dear life here. There's a decent amount of army out here, and by the way, we're not focusing on it, but there is a gateway explosion happening in the main at the top left, which is going to allow him to have a place to build reinforcements out there. He's also being extremely conservative with his army back.
Yeah, see, he's got that army that he's ready to push back, and like he's got the split, right?
A counterattack potential is very realistic.
And it's just kind of hovering around the top, making sure it's not going for the other bases. Because he knows that he's contained.
Yeah.
But there's not much you can do about that right now. So he's got a flank. But I think Snow's dead.
By the way, yeah, and I think he knows that, because I just saw him add a 2nd robo. I think he's looking at this and saying, well, I just have to ferry the units out of the main base for now. So he's getting a 2nd robo. I think it's so he can go mass shuttle at this point. Like, Barracks is taking over this area. He should be able to push down the natural, have the contain up, and push down the 3rd base.
He almost got the Nexus, but it doesn't matter because the minerals are all gone anyways.
And you can see he's running an army over towards that 4th base again. He has an observer there watching. Denying that 4th base again is a huge moment for Snow. This game really can go either way.
I think Snow can actually take this, but it's going to be very hard. But if anybody could do it, it would be him.
Yeah.
So he's going to deny the command center. He's dropping the 2 Reavers out.
Oh man, Barracks needs to stop clumping his tank.
One over there. And then he's going to back up.
So much useless damage. Free damage.
There is literally only 1 base. Snow is about to get his 4th base that he's mining from.
Yeah, and he's...
No, sorry, 3rd base that he's going to mine from.
It's actually...
No, 4. Never mind, 4.
3.
No, 6.
Yeah.
He has gateways. He doesn't have a Nexus at 11 o'clock.
It's really an issue that this 4th base isn't mining yet. Okay, I was just going to say he should really lift his command center. Like, that 4th base needs to have been up a minute ago. Like, that's probably the most dangerous part of this game right now for Barracks. And we see Snow is actually... He's ferrying a bunch of units over to 6 o'clock. Look at these tactics from Snow. He's moving most of his army to the north and ferrying units out to the south. So he's going to really try to pull Barracks apart now.
Oh my god. Okay, so we know that the vast majority of the SCVs are right there. There is a 4th base being landed over at the place from earlier that Terran had.
The mineral only.
Again, forcing siege is all you got to do. Run it back right after that. If they chase you, drop the Reavers like so. And you're probably going to trade pretty nicely, assuming those scarabs connect.
God!
This is a crazy game.
This is such a good game. What's wild about it is Snow has been up against the ropes for so long, but he's just sort of, like I said, he's being a really good slippery Protoss. It's just really hard to nail him down, and he keeps it growing into these corners of the map. Now, meanwhile, he's not looking here. This is on hold position, which means this fight's going to go very poorly. But the Scarab shots are actually pretty insane.
You missed like 8 fucking tank hits on the high ground.
Snow Reavers are just insane no matter what. It looks like this little counterattack down at the 3rd base is doing a reasonable job. Like, he's killing some tanks for pretty cheap, but it will get cleaned up. He's not going to lose his mining here, it doesn't look like. And in fact, bringing a lot more units down. Snow taking that top left main base, really important moment right here. Getting those other 2 bases up and mining. So that's going to be, 3 mining bases for Snow, 2 here for Barracks.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Those Reavers. Oh!
Thank God.
Holy shit, that could have been like 20 kills.
I know, I'm watching this as well. I'm like, if he just targets those SCVs, it's going to be so crazy.
Like literally every SCV in the game. Okay, he's still doing damage up here. This is a 17 kill Reaver. Now both supplies have plummeted, 127 to 125.
Hero Reaver.
Once again, by the way, Snow is barely mining gas, which is kind of funny.
This is so exciting right now. It really, really, really can go any which way. Snow coming back in with an attack. Barracks, his army actually split in a really bad direction there. Oh my God, huge scarab at those SCVs.
Oh no.
He needs to just get a couple more shots. I guess he knows best. He keeps trying to target the army when he can. Oh my God, Zealots are going to come down here.
He's picking Barracks apart.
I cannot believe this. Snow is starting to take this game like right at this moment as we're watching. His Reaver and this small army are picking apart absolutely everything for Barracks. I think Barracks was advantaged until like this little battle that we've been watching here.
That was like a 35 kill Reaver.
You know, this is why he's the best PvTer of all time. Like this was
I think Snow might just 4-0 him. Even though these games look amazing,
from any period
I think Snow's still going to 4-0 him.
Lost this, but he somehow did it. Which is just, I mean, every moment that the wind conditions were basically locked in.
This is so insane.
From Barracks, Snow managed to then just kind of find a way here.
Oh! He shouldn't have unloaded.
Really lucky that he got those two shuttles before anything dangerous got out of there. That could have been really bad. I think there's still a chance here for Barracks to take this game. I know his supply kind of is terrible here, and Snow's starting to take advantage, but if he can just push that other natural, I think the game slows down to a pace where there's not much left for Snow to do. So can he kind of like zone this army back that keeps counterattacking his 4th base and get up into position at the top left?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is Snow's too good at the game of keep away.
Yeah,
he's just basically
that's why he's so good with Reavers.
Position after position while opening
he
up
just
a new
knows where to be on the
Terran
map.
Doesn't have that many more resources to mine in this game, and there are still plenty of bases on this map as far as Protoss is concerned. There's a lot of mineral and gas-rich resource locations. Terran is
There's the
having to
6
push out
o'clock position. There's the 1 o'clock
By the way,
position.
This is some of the best Reaver control in the history of all of StarCraft.
I can't believe
some of the fights that we've seen. I
carry Reavers.
How much more value he's been getting with the Reavers.
It's ridiculous what some of these Reavers have done. We've seen a couple times now where they just, especially on the high ground, it's like, oh my God, how does this even happen like this? But Barracks is very close to winning this game as well. He's knocking out that 4th base location on the left-hand side, and now he's killing this base. If you get Snow down to just that main, you should be able to take it, because it's only shuttle play.
Oh!
No!
Okay.
Oh
Big
my God!
SCV execution here. Oh my God, they get hooked on the scanner. Still going to get some great connects over there. So even in this position at
This
the
is
top,
such a brutal
Barracks
game.
basically begins to win the fight, and that's just prompts Snow to then retreat back into another corner. Now, you know, you might be right, Artosis. Barracks might still win this. He's got yet another base, and he's sending DTs out now. He knows in moments like this, a lot of times the command centers in the main and the natural have been lifted, so scans become extremely strong. He's going to each tank. He's going to target that. Dragoons can fight an insanely high number of Goliaths and Vultures.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he got another kill.
Oh
And
my. I can't even.
By the way, how many Reavers have been made in this game? I really wonder.
It's
This
a
may
lot.
be another record for just Reavers made in a single game of a PvP. It's got to be like 20 or something. We've seen so many come out.
Unbelievable. And those DTs, the way he spread those onto the tanks, and then he brought in the Reavers and got the shots. Are you kidding me? Like, tactically and micro-wise, you can't beat Snow. This is where he is so unbelievably strong. And Barracks is putting out...
If that burns down...
Such a TVP. I'm getting chills over and over watching him.
Oh no, the DT is gonna go kill the command center. His only scan.
The most ridiculous Reavers we've ever seen.
No. Oh no.
I mean, this army from Terran is still pretty scary.
No.
Oh,
Oh damn.
Alive, it's being repaired. We didn't have time to mention that is burning down. Barracks isolates this nexus. A storm
Man, this
comes
is
down.
so
Every
close. They're
single
both
layer
almost
of
out of
damage is
minerals.
important here. There are probes mining in this base at the top. There are workers mining only minerals, by the way, for Barracks here. He has 1.2k gas in the bank. You never fully deplete.
Yeah, Terran doesn't really use all their gas.
StarCraft 2.
Because of the amount of
Basically,
vultures
you
they
make 12 more
build.
tanks, or a few more, you know,
Same with like,
Yeah.
well, Protoss uses their gas for
Another
storms.
thing to mention, it's one base against one base, but 9 patches against 6. Okay? So, like, it's actually 50% more confidence
man.
still, and continues to get these Reaver hits. My God, look at this supply. 56 to 63. We're 30 minutes into the game.
This is
And these
insane.
guys don't even have 70 supply.
And they're not Zergs.
He's gonna go for some more shots.
Oh my god. And then Snow GG's after that. Holy shit, what an ending. What the fuck? Holy shit, that was crazy.
Doctor after this, I think I might be dying tasteless because this is an unbelievable
Oh
game. We
my
just saw.
god, that
This
was
is
so
one
good.
of those games that I will never forget from my entire life.
Never forget this. This was one of the best games I've ever seen. We literally didn't know who was going to win until the very, very, very end.
And even after he was like sending the Reavers, get all the hits, and then he
You know how
GG'd.
chess players have these games that are called like their immortal game? It's like this is one of the 2 games that this guy will be remembered for. I feel like we just saw that for Barracks, where it's like, remember that game against Snow? Yes. Everyone will know what you're talking about. Yes, I remember that. That was
How
massive.
legends
He
are
was
born.
there.
Dude, if he wins this ASL, oh my, this will be the biggest underdog story literally ever.
And macroed perfectly out of it into a game like that? Are you kidding me?
I wish
He
I
is
hope he
completely
wins.
a different level than what we saw.
Then again,
yesterday.
Snow has been trying for like 10 years to get a fucking championship, and he always either becomes a finalist or a round of 4, and then he just gets kicked out by someone.
Over here.
Oh my
It
god.
was like one of those nightmares where you're just
Ah!
trying to, like, you know, escape from something, and it just never, you never quite get away. Well, eventually he actually did get away there. And
Ads right now? What? At least it's not in the beginning and end of the game, and you gotta get stuck in ads. But it just ain't about it, man. I don't know how to tell you. It's got something more than you would ever know. I'll tell you that right now. Because ads will teach you what you should do by say tell, read watch, do done, is think be. Right? Because ads are good. We love the ads. You're a plug. I mean, what?
We're gonna be doing this forever.
There's not a question.
so fun.
There's not a question.
Consider joining us in our cause here. I mean, this has been over a quarter of a century, and we just saw one of the greatest games literally ever. This is not an exaggeration, and I know every once in a while we go, man, that was one of the best games we've ever seen. This is going down. That was incredible.
Yeah.
That was for the history
Both
books.
sides.
We'll be talking about that game years and years from now.
Yeah, that was, and I feel like
I was here!
Barrick showing what I was talking about in the first two games, where like he's really leveled up. Like he is completely a different player than he used to be after watching that. It doesn't matter how much coaching anyone has given you, you have to be so damn good to put out a game of that quality. It's insane.
Carbot!
Great series so far, and we're going into knockout. And I'll tell you what, Tasteless, I think that this is the best Terran versus Protoss map that we've had in years. You know, like I didn't necessarily, I didn't feel that way at first. I thought like, oh, it'll probably just be like kind of evenish. But the more I've played it and the more I've watched it, the more
Who's
I've
gonna
thought about it, I
win?
don't think anyone's playing it perfectly yet. Like positionally, like where I think the fourth base is the hardest question on this map by far. Do you take the one that's out of the way, or do you take one that's more towards your opponent or whatever, or more in the middle? But I'm going to say, like, this is the easiest third base that you're going to find anywhere. It's an unbelievably defensible map, and the center is very small. So you can cut off unit movement from Protoss quicker on this map than most others. So I think that this is a great map for Barracks to be able to take another game on.
We had Pylon Gateway Pylon Gas, which is very, very rare. Probably one of the rarest openers in the matchup that there is. I mean, we basically see more of every other build besides this. So this allows you to get up to 2 to 3 zealots for pressure. So it's similar to what we saw on Detonator, but more aggressive. You can also get a Nexus out a little bit faster. It kind of depends on what you scout with how you want to handle this. But you can see a zealot is already out as the gas finishes. So as probes are mining from that. And maybe this is a response to the way that Barracks actually handled the opening last time. To just have an, because this zealot hits much earlier than any other zealot you see, because the zealot is made before the core has started.
And he's trying to stop the SCV like super bad, and
like,
he
let's say
failed.
he's like close spawn and going command center.
He's not going to get the scout.
Barracks or something. You might be able to get some damage. I think because it's cross spawn and it's a factory expansion.
Probes are so broken.
Like anytime that you open like this and you see zealots, you're actually happy as Terran, because the zealots don't actually. Once you hit a certain level of micro, the zealots don't have any potential.
Yeah, see.
And you have some potential for like maybe a counterattack or something. You know, if they screw up, lose the zealot. You can just kind of out micro slow zealots so
and
hard
he sees the Nexus.
it
That's
gives you
really
some potential in
important.
the game.
Luck is finally back on Barracks' side.
You don't want to make much.
Dude, this could be a great comeback if Barracks just wins the next 3 games. Oh my god. Snow would be so upset.
It is a very fast Nexus, though. So he has the first Dragoon out here now, and this is a Nexus. Basically, they start their expansions at about the same time here. But yeah, Snow really showing a lot of interesting moves here for each.
Yo, Queen, what's up? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. It's a Starcraft day, the semifinals.
And I think part of that's just because Barracks is.
How have you been, Queen?
Really cut corners early on, if he thinks he can get away with it.
And we've definitely seen him get away with it so far. His defensive everything has been pretty immaculate in the early game. Just has 4 Marines sitting here. I think it's an excellent way to play. Don't forget that little divot there, that is low ground in the center, so Barracks is trying to utilize Snow losing vision as he walks forward by pulling back plus high ground advantage. Snow pokes a couple times, but you can't really get anything done there against decent micro.
Yeah, there's this ditch there, so the low ground, you can absolutely punish somebody that's trying to fight on the low ground. And I like that. I think that's a cool addition for this map.
I'm okay. Had a therapy appointment today. That's my highlights for the day. Lol. Sounds like a good time, Queen.
It's going to be shuttle immediately into.
Was it successful in your mind?
Immediately into Reaver speed. While Snow has a lot of different openings, they do oftentimes, as you enter mid-game.
Oh my god, a hidden base.
shuttle and Reaver speed here.
I
If
love
Terran
it.
goes for a hidden command center, and by the way, this has been a rising trend in ASL is hidden bases.
Yeah.
The last 4 seasons we've had more and more hidden bases. I feel like the first time we really saw a hidden base used at the highest level.
Nice, that vulture's stuck.
Flash playing random against, I think,
I
Shuttle.
don't feel like I succeed at
Where
anything
he,
today,
played
so
really
I guess
conservative
no.
looking, but actually took a third base immediately in the corner. But the third base here from Barracks is interesting because this does.
That's unfortunate, Queen.
give the
Have you
game
written
a bit
anything?
more
Have
of
you
a
gone
roll
back
of
to
dice.
world
Yeah.
building or anything with the
You know,
book?
if they scout it, then that's on you, man. You took a hidden base. I mean, the reason why we don't always recommend when you're learning the game to hide bases like this is because if
Not
you're
today?
found,
Ah.
you'll probably lose, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes in these games that are so intense, especially the kind that we saw Barracks give in Game 2. And
Talking
Game
earlier
3,
about how my book's kind of gonna be
the
like
odds
a
that
like the
Protoss
battle
is gonna
system
be
is
a
kind of
thorough
like a
exploring
strategy
for the
game,
bases while they're
and it's
trying
like
to
people are gonna be like,
expand and just
where
keep
did
their
like
own
are
bases
you in
up.
the military?
Not
Like
low.
where do you get all the strategy from?
And
And be
so
like
I think there's some
StarCraft.
genius to this.
No, I
With
just
the
watch a
limited
lot of
vision, it's going to be
StarCraft, and I
really
love
hard to
strategy.
identify the missing minerals that show you that it's there. So that's another issue that we have. And in fact, even the location of it makes a lot of sense. Snow, if he takes another main, it's much more likely to be bottom left, because that's like a main that you could punish from. And
But we finished the second letter today, the video for it.
At the bottom middle, like 6 o'clock. Then
But I'm gonna
that
probably
opens the
redo
whole
the
top
audio.
Snow. So this is like
The audio is
really
kind of
well thought out,
fucked.
this hidden base.
Okay, he gets the first drop off here. And you always want to go for the Marines if you can, because the Marines are what basically drive the shuttle away. And he's going to just kind
Well,
of
I'm pretty much ready for Friday, and what I'm gonna do is tomorrow I'm gonna set everything. I'm gonna set the first video as a premiere, so it'll show up that it's gonna be posted because I haven't posted anything yet on that channel.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And then it's gonna be like 7 o'clock
because it's snow.
my time. Actually, I think it should be 8 o'clock
it's
my
really-
time. It should be 7 o'clock.
Yeah, he played it really defensively. By the way,
Pacific
he got that
Standard
third gate
Time.
before his third Nexus.
And then I'll release
Which is
all of them
not
at
many players
once,
do
so
that
both
with
the
Reaver
shorts
openers.
and all 3
And
of
he's
the
gonna go
things,
Arbiter.
and then we'll have consecutive
Oh.
uploads throughout the
Reaver into
weekend
Arbiter. I've seen this
of
a little
extra
bit
shorts
lately,
for
from
the
top pros on
letters
the ladder, like they
to
are
build
practicing
more,
this a
you
little
know,
bit,
content,
but it's not
and
very
then
common
2
Reaver
more
into Arbiter. It's
stories
like
on
kind
top of that. We already have them
weird,
planned, so all I have to
right?
do is
Because it's
write
like, okay,
them,
well, you have some game
which should be
leaders
pretty
who
easy to
have
do, because they're only like,
Reavers, which is like,
they're
you know,
supposed to be
this is a good
short
combo
and get
for the early
shorter
game,
as
but
they go.
you're kind of
So like
missing
even
that
being
bridging unit,
800,
right?
900
It's not
words
like
is completely
you're no
fine.
Psystorm, you're not expanding super fast with this. So you're really kind of relying on the technicality of the Reavers and of the Arbiter to hold off anything Terran does.
We're going to see if he scouts his base.
Oh my
But the
God.
other ones that I'm going to do, I'm going to not do the B-roll, I'm going to do like the shorts, and I'm just going to have like the
Yeah.
still image,
I
like
think
the
right now
thumbnail.
Barracks expects shuttle speed 2.
as the picture.
I'm going to talk about this more. Let's just confirm. Does this actually
Yo,
appear?
Nico, what's up? Welcome,
Barracks
welcome.
is
Shorter
He is.
as they
This
go.
This is bad. This is a
Did I hear
very
my
bad scout of it.
name?
You know, he's mined an okay amount from it.
I didn't
But he's got to
say it
float the,
before
command
you,
center back. I actually think the
before
command
I
center
don't
might
think
die.
so.
He might actually want to move
Until
out
I
of
said
units
it,
to try to
'cause
get
you said
units out of
something.
there to save the command center, if you know what I mean.
I'm trying to think of what I would have said that sounded like
I love what
Nico.
Reaver put out here. So just to go over the tech I was discussing earlier, I think he's not going to
But
get shuttle
the
speed.
first story
Yeah,
is
Barracks
30
expects him
minutes.
to
The
get
second
shuttle speed the same
story
as he did in our
is
commentary.
Mhm.
And instead, it's going to be a pretty
17
abrupt,
minutes, and the
uh,
third
arbiter
story
left
is
here.
11 minutes.
So he's
Then it'll
rushing
be
into the
8
arbiters.
minutes and 6
You know,
minutes.
Terran, especially now that the third base has been found.
So you can
Terran
start
wants to
off,
do, and that's
start
what
off.
he's
So you don't have to
doing here.
invest into a 30-minute
He's-
story.
Oh my God, he doesn't
You
have
can
the
be like,
same-
oh, I'll watch the 6-minute
Yeah.
one.
Well, you
Oh,
have
the
to give
6-minute
up something for
one
this,
was
right?
good. I'll watch the
Like,
30-minute
if
one.
they
Wait, the
say
6-minute
trying
one
to
ties into the
back
30.
up, like,
Oh my God, all of them tie
One
into
DT
each other,
wrecking
and then
phase,
you've hooked them.
One DT.
That's the thought process,
One
right?
DT
Thought you were
just
asking me something.
smashing
Oh, no
barracks.
worries, Nico.
Yeah, I guess,
Oof.
you know, when you get players this good, they're going to cut corners in any way they can. He's like, well, I don't need scans if I'm fighting. Does he have a Reaver he wants to do? Or is that just a... I don't know what the story was with that Zealot. I think... ideally, you
Oh,
want Reaver
it's
to
gonna
drop
burn
as they all
though.
fire upon
That's the
that
biggest problem with the
Scarab
command
Challenger.
center. It's gonna
This
burn
CC
down.
could burn down, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's gonna burn down 100%.
It's like at 20 HP, and it's just floating over this vacant area on the map. I think it is going to burn down.
I think you're right. It's very, very low.
Oh.
Yes, there it goes.
Oh, no.
Bye-bye.
Well, you know, when the goons hit up there, that's why you need to move out. But he had a DT ready as well as the Reavers and using the bridge. And
Snow
everything.
was
like,
so ready for
Snow
this.
Just, these small technical positions, he's just unstoppable at.
Yeah, he's so.
And he knows what to sacrifice in order to keep his
now the
Reavers
Terran's
alive.
stuck on 2 bases.
I'm
Armor
afraid it's going to be a
Protect is coming.
4-1 for
And-
Snow.
As many factories as Terran has, I think it's one really good stasis away from just kind of cracking this position.
Miss
open.
Shadow!
And right now,
Hey,
Terran,
how's
first
it
of all, they can't
going?
get across the map
Hello!
and lose.
Welcome, welcome. How
Second of
are
all,
you, Miss Shadow? It's been a
you
while.
know, he needs
Have
to
you been
actually, get a third
writing?
base up, and that's going to be a lot of work to do.
How have you
I
been?
don't even
It's
know.
good to
He's
see
gonna
you
drop
again.
Sell it.
We're currently watching the semifinals of the round of 4 of Starcraft. No, been sick. Oh, that sucks.
But yeah, he does have one.
I had the same
Tis
thought
the
right
season.
at
It's the
the
time of the year that I get sick.
see
Between
the Stargate
September and
was
December, I get like
yeah.
really sick like every year
It's been
because
a
of the
little bit
shifting
a
of the
bumpy game, I
temperature.
think,
Because it goes from like
because they
40
both
outside to
probably
minus 40
been caught a little
outside.
bit off guard. You know, that third
But
base
since I'm not
is
walking
you
to
have to
work
really
right now, I
shift
probably
gears
won't get
quickly
sick until
when you see that.
mid-December.
And so he manages to get that.
I'm gonna go back to
He does
work
have
in
the armor
November.
out now. Terran is going to try to move across the map with these vultures. I'm not sure how well this is going to fare. Feels like he's just trading out a decent amount of units.
Arbiters.
And
Good
he's
old
going to have
arbiters.
stasis here soon if he doesn't already have it. And he's just basically buying time. He's just continuing to juggle the Reaver.
Trying to eat a
And
little,
the
so I'll
number of
give you a
vultures, the
lurk.
number of tanks,
Alright,
all
sounds
the
good,
stuff that
Shadow.
he
Thank
killed
you,
off
thank you. Always
while the
appreciate
Reaver
it.
just stays around. I mean, this is a 13 kill
Means
Reaver.
a lot.
He does stasis this, but he needs to get the rest of his army down here to fight.
Not the best stasis, I'd say. But still, microing an invisible Reaver seems a little bit unfair here for Snow. Like, he doesn't need it to be invisible, but it is. It's like adding that extra layer of hard to stop. He's taking a 5th
like
base
I've
during
never-
this. Yeah.
I've never really seen the Reaver, I mean the Arbiter cloak used to like make the Reaver even that much more of a headache. He scans, picks it up. What is this? He's so good.
Man.
And he's going to go into carriers, by the way, behind this.
This is
One
ridiculous.
armor
Snow is so
is
crazy.
Very
Yeah.
tricky. Very tricky.
Because the number of Goliaths that are going to be made are enough to shoot an Arbiter or a Shuttle and Reaver.
Oh,
But
and
what
he
you need
kills
to do
it.
if you're against carriers is get way more than that.
Also, when you play against Arbiter, you hide a few more, or you maintain a few more scans. Like you scan a little bit less. This has been popping up more lately in the
Use
past
it as a
month or so. I've
secondary
seen a lot
means
more
of keeping them from
Arbiter
scouting.
carriers
So you
popping
go
up.
from Arbiter and they're like, okay, he's going Arbiter, he's not
Less
going
than that,
Carrier.
you
And then
can't
you go
keep big
Carrier.
Scans. Like you just, even if they go Arbiter, you have to keep scanning for carriers as if it's any other strategy. So it's very, very tricky, and it might catch Barracks off guard. And by the way, like Barracks is taking 6 o'clock, and a lot of times I don't really like that as much on this map because it's so far out of the way. But I think it's correct here. Like I think he just needs to get his economy as big as possible, as quick as possible. So this like very kind of defensive position, even though he's got less than 0 map control, but just getting that base up, I think, is more important than exerting yourself on the map right now.
So, I mean, up to 4 bases, man. Barracks actually is looking pretty strong. This was a really rough early game, especially with that third base getting spotted. The hidden base, I mean. But, I mean, we're a lot further away from that situation, and it's 161 supply to 173. So Terran's just behind Protoss in supply.
Yeah.
And Protoss generally want to be about 20 supply ahead of the Terran if the game's going to be even. So, I mean, again, the fundamentals from Barracks are really, really good.
It's some of the best macro I've ever seen. It reminds me of Flash or Light. Like those are the only guys that really macro this quick, where no matter when you look at it, they have no money in the bank and their supply is closer than you think it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
He should be at like
He always has
140
money
right
in the bank
now,
'cause he
not
overmicros everything, But it
167.
kind of works with his style, right? But that does make him
Like a
little bit
normal
more
Terran
susceptible
would be
to
at that
pushes like
point.
this.
But they'd have way more tanks, probably way less
sees the,
Goliaths, and way less
carriers.
Vultures.
We had full scans there. He even saw the third Stargate.
So he's like rounded out so well
So now
with
it's
the
gonna be
comp of his
Barracks
army.
prompted to try to push out.
Oh man, and Snow is just not having like Snow is the best Reaver player in the world, but he's not showing it right now.
He's
just not showing it.
Push from Barracks just going all the way here into the bottom left.
I guarantee you he's making at least 2 DTs out of those gateways down there. This is how you hold a main base. Like you tax them over and over and over. And with 3 carriers already out, there's a clock right now on Barracks. Like you need to get this push going as quickly as possible.
Yeah, the shuttle's been picked off. There is a big army outside of this position, and Barracks is going to try to, as he pushes here, expand into the bottom left and go for a split map late game. The carriers are just now being sent from the north towards the south, towards this position right over here to defend. Another Reaver comes up. It's picked off. Oh my god, look at the tank placement. It's so good.
And he actually scans 2 DTs as they walk forward. So
damn, that was fucking fast.
That every Protoss does that
But
move.
carriers are out.
Carriers coming down. This is going to be an issue. There's a huge army sitting in between Barracks' other units and this area. So not only is he going to shut down what Barracks wanted to be his 5th base, he should be able to kill these tanks. But the tanks, you know, this is a lot of tanks. They can clear the base. He can try to get out. Like, he's got a few different options here. I think it is important that you clear everything out of that main, though.
Yeah, he did keep the probes alive, right? Yeah, they're in the bottom right of that main. Now, he could put Dragoons on the side and just try to hit this command center. He's going to clean this up, so that's going to be remade. I think that maybe Snow miscalculated by setting these Dragoons down here, because now they're stuck. The carriers can try to come up here, but these Dragoons are probably all going to be massacred before they can be saved.
Right, good targeting.
Takes out the Stein's vessel.
Yeah, definitely something you always want to do. Gets the D-Matrix down, though. Yeah, DT's walking in. Pulling a few mines here and there. Definitely dealing a lot more damage. We don't see a scan coming down. He's doing such a good job of spraying those DTs out. And it looks like maybe he just denied with a Zealot a new 5th base over there on the side. Not entirely sure.
Yeah, he's going to send the DTs to the SCVs. Meanwhile, the carrier count, what is this, up to 6 maybe? I think that actually Snow wins again.
Yeah.
You know,
he got carriers. That's all you need to do. You need to stop him from getting Reavers, then you need to stop him from getting carriers. It's the only way to beat Snow.
And teching into this or teching into that. And it seems like now, you know, it felt like it was really close, right? Well, suddenly it's 97 supply to 195.
And this is how fast the tables can turn, right?
Yeah,
GG.
It seemed like it was this tug of war, like, you know, it could go either way. Actually, no, Snow made that unwinnable.
Remember, you can lose every battle and still win the war.
You know, I think a lot of that just comes down to the fact that Barracks chose to use hidden command center strategy in the top right, and Snow found it really quickly. You know, Barracks did not make his money back from that. He lost the command center. And then even
he lost like
tried to
3
push out
command
a single
centers
DT
that
because
game.
he didn't have ComSat. Like, Snow did everything right that game. And Barracks had taken a big risk. I think in a best of 7 against the best PvT player ever, you can't really fault him for taking a risk like that.
Yeah.
In the back of my own mind, watching how he played on these other maps and how good his macro is, I kind of feel like I wish that he would have played a standard game on this map. But I think it was a good plan. It just got found out, and that's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah. You got to play those sneaky plays, right?
Another hidden base here.
Don't think so.
In this series. We'll be right back, guys. Barracks vs. Snow continues on after this break.
Yeah, it clearly Snow is gonna win.
Welcome back, everybody.
Which is unfortunate, but hey, man, Snow really deserves a final. He deserves a win. Can he beat Soma though? Can he beat Bisu? I don't know.
He sent one observer
This will be like his 6th finals without a championship.
You know, sometimes when it comes to hidden base,
Going against
like,
2 people
well,
that both have
apparently
championships.
just will always check once he
Wait,
gets into a position
Soma
like
has a
that.
championship,
And
right?
that's exactly what we saw down there. We had one observer going to each location, spotted that.
I actually don't know.
Anytime your hidden base is scouted in a game of StarCraft, even at lower levels.
Soma hasn't been in. He's been in the military for the last 2 years, so
pretty hard to recover.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
But Snow
I
made
don't
that
think he
one an
does. Though.
impossibility.
Yeah.
I think only
actually
Bisu
wonder,
is the only remaining
if
player who
that's
has
something
it.
He regularly does. I haven't noticed, but it's something I'm going to watch for because that was to have that built into that game. That really won him the game. I think Barracks probably takes it if he doesn't scout that so quickly. So we're going to go to Litmus. This is a tough map for Terran versus Protoss.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very
really
quick
hard to get
game.
your third base
This is
down.
gonna be a really
So
quick game,
let's
sad
see how this
face.
goes.
ASL Season 20.
Okay, Barracks here in the top and Snow in the bottom. Obviously, the parameters of this map are very different. Will we have a different looking opening from either side? It doesn't look like a probe is sent out to do any kind of proxy yet. Obviously, gas steals don't really make sense unless you could steal both gases and somehow get away with it and make it work.
Haven't seen it work.
But, you know, proxying is still very tempting on any map where you can get away with it. But Snow's not going to go for it this game.
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous about Barracks' chances here. Litmus is really, really difficult. Terran versus Protoss.
Yeah.
There's so many entrances by air. The third base is really far away, and the little choke is so perfect for an arc of Dragoons and Reavers in a shuttle to slow you down. I almost feel like his Dominator build would have been a pretty good choice here, just something more heavily aggressive or something like that, but I don't think you want to do that multiple times. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he has a good plan. Like, his plans have been good, even when they haven't worked. You know, the command center hidden, you know, I didn't like it. I wish he had done something else, but I have to nod towards how smart of a plan it was. I would be surprised if Flash didn't tell him to do that, because you even mentioned, like, oh, we've seen Flash do this type of move. And it makes sense in a best of 7, right, is to mix something like that in.
You know, it's funny, the game that won, excuse me, the game that Barracks won was, like, so inspirational. It was so historic. But it really ultimately almost goes back to a testament of how good Snow is in this matchup. Like, he just knows exactly.
Yeah, you can beat him once, and you can beat him immaculately,
kind of a PvP,
but good luck doing
like
it
what
again.
Win conditions are and how to get there. No matter how dire, how complicated, how hopeless it might look, he kind of knows how to handle that. And then you look at, like, the last game we had, which is like, okay, he just checks for everything, including hidden base. And then he made it so impossible to win. He knew to make the 1DT because he knew, apparently, and this is over my head, but that you would absolutely not have scan there, or at least there's a chance you wouldn't have scan there because you see Reavers right away. And so you're trying to just kind of push out, maybe take a third as soon as you can. Into going into Arbiter, into going into Carrier. I mean, it was such an impressive game. So I'm in the same boat as you, Artosis. I'm worried right now for Barracks. I would love to see him win a couple more games, but it's hard to imagine just because of how well Snow has played, even when he loses.
Yeah, and Snow, Barracks has played so well as well. You know, it's just, it's unfortunate that on one of the better Terran vs. Protoss maps, in my opinion at least, he did take that big risk, but you know, such is life. I mean, this is you got to play to win. That's the thing.
Yep.
You got to appreciate people playing to win as well.
Respect
now,
the hustle.
The first Zealot comes out. He's got plenty of Marines to just push that back. I don't really foresee anyone getting a big advantage here in the early game. You know, it's like, yeah, a couple units coming up for Snow, but it's a factory expand, so you're not really afraid of anything. You know, it's just such a robust opener for Terran.
He's got his second Zealot there. I don't think this is going to do that much. He just wants to keep him on the high ground for as long as he can. There is the Dragoon coming across the map. Now, 2 Zealots and a Dragoon can fight on the low ground if Terran moves out. And I think he can get here basically before the bunker finishes. But, you know, bunkers make really fast, so you really got to get this timed out perfectly. You do want the Dragoon to come in here and tank whatever shots are going to be first, because the Zealots ultimately are going to be tanking everything else. And he's moving in.
Great micro here from Barracks. Just barely gets that Vulture stuck and will end up losing it because of that. But that was That was very, very good for Barracks overall, the control there. Like the SCV's pulling back, blocking the Zealots momentarily. Very strong, and his command center should start right around the same time as the Nexus. So you're pretty happy with that.
Actually starts before the
Gets
Nexus.
that SCV kill too. So they both started
That's
almost
really
the
good.
identical moment here in the game. The command center and the Nexus. And now he's going to damage his Vulture. And we saw this in other games too. I mean, Snow's very strong and stuff like this. It's just making it so that when the Vulture leaves, it never gets back home and probably gets killed off in transit. Is there a third Dragoon down here? Yeah, there is.
You got
Yeah,
the probe,
doesn't
though.
look like he'll get any further. Unfortunately, the Vulture does end up going down. He might put heavy pressure on with those goons now. There is the possibility. But the next Vulture running out, this is actually really important. The reason why we don't see nowadays goons heavily attack a bunker anymore is because there should be a Vulture on the map. And you risk losing your goons because you don't know for sure where those mines will be. Some people take the risk and attack the bunker and then try to guess where the mines are, and sometimes they guess right, and sometimes they lose their goons and can't get a third base up.
Yeah, it's really hard to do. If you don't know where the mines are planted ahead of time, you're playing, trying to pull off one of the most difficult techniques in the game of just trying to gun down mines whenever and wherever they pop up. And so he is going to lay those mines down. I mean, Artosis illustrated this point earlier, and we're seeing it now. I'm curious to see exactly what Snow's movement is going to be in a moment like this. There is always the mini game of you trying to snipe the tank, and the tank trying to protect the bunker, and the SCVs to repair the bunker, but, you don't want to misstep on any side. The same is true for the Dragoons. You don't want to have them just, get hemorrhaged and bled off out here.
And it looks like he's going to sack a goon to find where the first mine is. This makes a lot of sense, actually. So he finds the first mine. Now the other two goons can actually come back to that point and do some micro to try to find their way. But the 2 tanks and 5 Marines start to pop out now. And he sees the Reaver tech. And look at how the goons went around. He's like, I don't want to run into more mines. But he actually might. You look at the placement of those mines. That's a pretty smart placement for someone trying to avoid mines.
So, yeah, if he comes in on the side, this is going to be bad. And this push is going to hit. He is going to eat the mine shot. And this could cause Snow to die in this rush. You really need all the Dragoons at very high HP. You can't really have games where you've sort of fudged it with mine hits. But Barracks doesn't want to overextend, so he's going to back up. He's going to regroup here in the middle. Will he keep pressing forward? It feels like it.
Do you think that's a good pullback? I really don't. I think he should have stayed right there.
I think he chickened out a little bit. I think, especially when the mine hits those Dragoons, in my head, I'm like, I'm dead. You can't have a couple mines connect on Dragoons. Remember, he already sacrificed 1 Dragoon to just get back home. Now he has 2 squishy goons on the outside. He's going to regroup, but I feel like this is almost too technical for what he was trying to do. I think he should have stayed there and tried to fight. Now, the shuttle's going across the map. I assume this has a Reaver in it.
It does. It does. I kind of get it because the shuttle is out. If the Reaver is out, this attack can kill Protoss. If the Reaver's there, it doesn't kill, right? So I think he actually wanted the Reaver to start flying across because he already had made missile turrets and wants to get into position afterwards. And we see he actually sets up siege. Unfortunately, he lost that SCV, so isn't getting his missile turret right now. I really wish he had a secondary SCV here. Did that Reaver just not shoot?
I don't know what just happened there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, this looks like GG.
See a replay of that. Something looked really weird because I had the same thought. I thought did I blink and miss what happened there? Well, I guess, now Snow is just going to do that damage. Maybe there was a world that had he committed to the push, he could have just kind of stayed there and tried to fight instead of trying to loop back around. I feel
feels
like
bad, man.
Gave Snow more time. He had a winning position and then backed off, and I don't even really understand the maneuver. He tried to loop around and catch the 2 weaker Dragoons.
Yeah, it might have been to get the Reaver out of there. Maybe he thought the goons were going to counter or something like that, to block Vultures coming across. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, now Snow has this speed shuttle with Reaver and does take some damage on it, but he should be able to get some stuff done here.
The SCVs, not the SCVs!
I mean, it just seems like Barracks kind of played himself, as the great DJ Khaled has said. Like, he just, I mean, whatever he did didn't seem to make a lot of sense. I feel like when you're winning a fight like that, you really got to press. Keep in mind the Reaver tech's there. Like, he would have denied shuttle speed had he stayed there and fought. Not that that's the most important thing in the world, but, you know, the wall-in itself was a pretty valuable asset for Protoss. And now, I mean, we'll see what happens in the rest of this game, but this is starting to feel like every other Snow PvT I've ever seen, you know?
Yeah.
Where he's got his third base up, the Reavers are already doing more damage than you see in anybody else's game of StarCraft. And, yeah, you know, he's going to get his second gas soon, he's going to continue to tech up.
And Barracks isn't dead or anything, but this is actually one of the hard parts of this map, is pushing out through here against Reavers into a position where you can take a third. Because don't forget, like, not only are you pushing and they're probably jumping back, but they can take like 2 or 3 shuttles and suddenly just drop your main, and you're so far away at that position from your main base. So to like go back in and clean it up, it can be really difficult. This whole portion of Litmus is tough. Once you get past this, I feel like it's a pretty good map for TVP overall. But yeah, this moment, like trying to push through, this is where you're really tested.
So he's got this surround. So the idea is that when Terran tries to move out, if they overextend, you attack him with what you've got. You let whatever you've got take the first few hits, and then you drop the Reavers and fire into whatever juicy center you can get. Oh my God, he's going to do the double shuttle fly-in. This is actually less popular now. This used to be like in every game. But the idea is one shuttle is full of Zealots. The other one's full of a shuttle with 2 Reavers. You drop the Zealots out to kill the turrets. And then what you do is you just go into the main and start killing everything. Yeah. And you have an exit strategy here too. Now, as this is happening, it seems like what Snow wants to do is actually counterattack, because one of the weird things about the shape of this map is that you can actually
those depots in the back there.
There's 2 lanes.
Yeah, Barracks is
full. So meanwhile, I guess Protoss can counterattack.
So sad, but it is the way it is, right?
Really bad for Terran, but let's see what
Barracks is still up and coming, you know. There's always next season for him. He's a young guy. You know, he's made it this far. He's seeded. All he's got to do is sit back, you know. This is an immaculate underdog story either way.
But he has to save his own natural.
You got one game off of Snow.
To have a real chance in this game.
You wound up being a fucking legendary game.
But look at this. Oh man.
You went wave series.
A lot of mining there.
It's still a win in and of itself, right?
Yeah, he's got another scare.
Ooh. Snow's Reavers are just too good.
Meanwhile, the natural is
this isn't even Snow at peak Reaver play.
There's no way to mine from this for the time being. A few more Vultures and Tanks are going to come down. By the way, Vultures and Tanks versus Dragoons and Zealots, they will lose if they're not sieged up and mines aren't planted. These are not set and forget units.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see this tank under the eBay. That's crazy. Okay, so now he's down to just 2 tanks.
Oof.
He's like technically holding on down here, and he dealt like a little bit of damage to Snow. But look at this, 25 supply advantage for Snow right now. I think Snow saved most of his probes out of here. I don't think it's like he lost a lot.
Ooh!
And Snow is just cleaning up everything at this point.
Well, this game's over.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just
1 HP, 14
recovered.
kills.
Keep in mind that probes were not killed when that.
Barracks is just taking the loss right now. He knows he's done.
And the third base was never attacked.
He's just like, fight it out.
Yeah, that's been clean the whole time. And now a DT out here as well. Oh my God. No scan. Okay, he does have scans, but so much to deal with right now.
Yeah, I just don't think that there's enough. He's so good. Look at this. He knows he can. Well, he actually messed up that time, but he knows when the tanks fire, he can always drop the Reaver out, target, shoot, pick up before the next shot comes out.
Yeah.
If you're fast enough, you can do that.
He's got 2 Reavers in there, so he's just got to wait.
This game, unlike the rest of these games, was not that close. I thought it was an interesting interaction with the base trade.
Yeah.
Something we don't really see very often in TVP and StarCraft 1, but, you know, Snow is better at that too. And so this is going to be Snow going on to the finals here.
Pretty deserved,
He's going to come into the main now. and drop.
Snow's a
There's
good
just
fucking-
not very much to defend. It's almost like the one shuttle tags the other shuttle in. So that one's going to go back home and get Reavers. Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know that Barracks can recover. It just doesn't seem possible right now.
No, certainly. He's
gonna go
running vultures around, and that's like kind of how you check. It's like, can I get all the probes at the third? Like, maybe. But no, that's not going to be doable. He's losing so much in his main base. He's going to lose all these depots now. He just doesn't have any economy
4
behind
Reaver
this.
shots in the center of 4 depots, and you kill them all.
Yeah.
GG.
GG. That's going to be it. Snow is going on to the ASL Season 20 Finals.
Look at Snow. He's like, oh, just one more series. That's all I gotta do. I can beat Soma. I can beat Bisu. Let's do it. Championship
It was
for
an incredible game on Dominator.
Snow.
And overall, a good series. Even though it was 4-1, I was afraid that this would happen because Snow's so strong. But yeah, let's go to his interview. Or, well, no, I guess he's going to sign something first, like a tennis player. Like,
He's gonna sign the camera.
Microphone, but yeah.
It's like my wrist hurts after playing
Snow's
all those
left-handed.
games.
I actually didn't know that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Huh.
That part of the brain develops Reaver micro better, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's more artistic, right? So.
Yeah, that's what they say.
The hose
surviving
in the front
to
row.
The finals. By the way, I mean, Barracks put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
It was an incredible series, but ultimately Barracks just, you know, and it's every Terran in the world we've seen fall to Snow. I mean, he makes the matchup look like it's impossible to beat Terran when he is controlling the keyboard and the mouse. I think we're going to go to that interview. No, maybe not yet, because he's back on his PC.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll take a look here. You know, the double shuttle backstab, I was talking about this earlier on. This is part of the reason why it's really hard, because as you're pushing out here, you're so far from going back in your main base. Basically, turning around to clean this up is almost like admitting defeat. So Barracks chose a more proactive approach of just trying to maybe make a base trade. I can't, again, blame him for what he's done here. I think Barracks approached the series well. He had good plans. It didn't work out. When you have these really micro-intensive games, you're not going to beat Snow. You see the games where he did better on, it's the higher the supply, the more likely Barracks was to win. And I think that that's a pretty normal thing against Snow. He's so strong with these small amounts of units.
And the counterattack was the right move here from him. You know, Terran is scary, but if you've got Reavers and just enough Zealots with speed and Dragoons, you can shave off those units. You know, it's really impressive, honestly, like what Snow was able to do back here. But it's like we said, every
Snow
game,
is a
Reavers,
god.
He will get a ton of damage off. And it just fuzzies the math so much more about what fights you can take here. I mean, I don't even know how you practice against this unless you have Snow playing, right? Because no one can do what he can do. All right, interview.
Oh, he's got his son with him.
Snow's challenge is a successful one.
Oh,
Your
man.
family are watching on as you advance to the finals. It was tough, wasn't it? You're in the finals. How are you feeling? Oh, this is great. It's been such a long time since I made it into the finals. I still don't know if this is real. I was getting worried with how much I was losing in practice. What a relief. With Sulky, the Iron Wall, blocking you in the semi-finals time and time again. Today, you defeat Barracks to make it into the finals. Many people are saying that this is going to be your championship season, that you will be the one to lift the trophy, that you will finally succeed on your third try. What's your take on this? The other side of the bracket is ever so tough. I will have to work very hard. Rather than relying on confidence, I will play more now, and I should have a chance of winning. So you make the finals. Your opponents will be either Bisu, who is on fire with his recent performance, or Soma, recently returning from the military and building up momentum. Looking at this other semi-finals match, who do you think will advance? What is Snow's prediction? Well, Soma plays so well recently. I think it'll be a neck-and-neck 4-3 match. Whoever ends up winning shouldn't come as a surprise. I can't wait to watch it myself tomorrow. So do you have a preference in that case between the two, PvP or PvZ? I'm not a big fan of PvP, but I somehow win it in tournaments. That being said, a PvP wouldn't be too bad. Your son is here and he got to cheer on his dad as you undertook this challenge. Even burst out dancing at the end. Being so close to the finals, it could be a burden, but rather, it must have given you the strength you needed. What do you think? Oh, he is so cute. Just him being here gives me strength. And so Snow is now in the finals. This will be the third finals challenge that you undertake. There must have been a lot of people supporting you. Your colleagues showed up as well to cheer you on live. We'll give you a chance to thank them. I'm all over the place. I'm bound to forget someone. Kay, our university boss, thank you so much. And our university students, thank you so much. They always show up. And for helping me practice, even today, Scan, Ample, Rush, JYJ, Mind, Royal, Light, Sharp. I think I practiced with all the Terrans there are outside of barracks. Thank you so much. And we also have fans here in the studio today. This season will be different with a championship run in your crosshairs, is how you approach this. Please address the fans as well. You know, it's almost like it was when I became a pro. I don't stream, I don't do anything, all I do is play Starcraft. I am almost there. I'll definitely make it. Please just wait a little longer. And Snow's family too, as they cheered him on today. Oh, this is so cute. Snow, they were here with you all along. Anything you'd like to say to your family? No, I can't talk about my family because I will cry again. But thank you so much for being here. Got it. Let's leave it for your championship interview if you win then. Oh, do you have anything to say to Dad? You can do it, Dad. Can you say that? Dad, I love you. Wow. Okay, once more, congratulations, guys. Please, a round of applause. Congratulations.
So cute. Riding a reaver. Forwards at the slowest pace possible.
That's so cute. Yeah, I love that. Just get up there like that. That's great. Man, what a great round of 4. It's funny because, like, I think, you know, a 4-1, you're always kind of like, oh, okay, well, I wish it was longer, but I felt like...
No, man, those games were fucking amazing. 3 hours and only 5 games? What's Soma versus Bisu gonna look like, right?
Yeah. I think
scary
Barracks played really well. He showed a great season. I'm really happy for him. Snow definitely deserves to advance. He's a stronger player no matter how you look at it. And this might be his championship, but he's going to have one more incredibly difficult test. You cannot count out Bisu or Soma here. And they are going to be our other round of 4.
Yeah. I'm so excited for Bisu versus Soma. Snow probably the favorite to take this whole thing now. Especially now that he's actually in the finals. I think he might have a tougher time versus Snoba than Bisu, but who knows? And, you know, Bisu, Snow, I feel like that's even. Maybe Snow is a bit stronger. It's hard to say. What do you think, Artosis?
Yeah, I think Snow is the strongest. I think he's been second strongest player to Solkey for a while now. But Bisu, like, this guy knows how to win. He has more championships than most Protoss players ever can dream of. And Soma, like, Soma's god tier, man. Before he went to the military, no one was talking about Solkey. Everyone was talking about Soma. So I could definitely see any of these 3 players winning, but I do think if you just look at overall how they've all played for the last 2 years, Snow, you have to give the nod.
Sure, sure. I am so interested in how these games are going to look because every time these 2 guys fight, it is so close that it's so crazy. when these two come together, like the kind of games they make are so action-packed from the very start all the way to the very end.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it.
This is going to be so fun.
It's a better match on paper than the one we just saw, and the one we just saw was great as well. So it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait.
That's right. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Consider signing up for the Patreon, patreon.com/ASL English. Artosis, any closing thoughts?
No, can't wait till tomorrow. So I want to just end this. So, well, that doesn't make time go faster, but it feels like it does.
That's how it works. All right, guys, we're going to close this.
Yeah, as soon as this goes,
Bye-bye.
this is gone. The next one comes up, right? All right. So, Nico, are you still here? Country Girl, are you still here? Anyone who wants a story read? I know StarCraft kind of interrupts everything, but you know, it happens twice a year, so it is what it is, right? Can't win every time. Sometimes I want to do the content that I want to do, right? And it's like I should do the beta reading first, but it's like that could have taken another 4 hours, and it's like, alright, just unmuted. Oh, there you go. Perfect, Country Girl. So, we have... Said it's still on the same Google Docs. So, here... Chapter 11. Took a little YouTube-induced nap. Ah, nice. Always a good time to be able to have a nap.